Lisa Brady. Two former Obama administration officials on the Capitol Hill Grill at a Senate hearing about Russia trying to meddle in the U.S. election.
I hope the American people recognize the severity of this threat and that we collectively counter it before it further erodes the fabric of our democracy.
Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates testifying about her warning to the Trump administration about Michael Flynn's Russia contacts.
We felt like it was critical that we get this information to the White House in part because the vice president was unknowingly making false statements to the public and because we believed that General Flynn was compromised with respect to the Russians.
That was just over 2 weeks before Flynn was fired as National Security Advisor. Both Yates and Clapper say they don't know who leaked classified information about Flynn. A federal appeals court in Virginia hearing arguments on whether the president's revised travel ban is constitutional. Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal following this live.
Lisa, a federal judge in Maryland blocked President Trump's revised executive order that banned people coming in from 6 predominantly Muslim countries for 90 days. The ones challenging the ban were peppered with questions from the appeals court judges.
You keep bringing in these extraneous facts. The question to you is the face of this order legitimate?
ACLU attorney Omar Jadwat said no. If you look at the order itself and apply it based on its own language,
you would come up with a different list of countries.
He also argued anti-Muslim statements made by then-candidate Trump should be considered. Attorneys for the Trump administration argued they can't be considered, Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. This is one of 2 battles over the travel order in federal appeals courts. An appeals court panel in Seattle will hear the other challenge 1 week from today. Stocks finished mixed. The Dow up 4 points at the closing bell. The S&P lower. The Nasdaq slightly higher. You're listening to Fox News Radio. Fair and balanced.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Mother's Day is this Sunday, and Pro Flowers is offering an amazing special. 100 stunning blooms for mom plus a free glass vase for $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Go to proflowers.com and enter the secret code 500. But hurry, this deal expires this Friday. 100 colorful blooms for mom for $19.99. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back, plus a free glass vase. The only way to get this amazing deal is to go to proflowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter the secret code 500.
And charged in the double murder of 2 doctors in their penthouse condo in Boston is held without bail after being arraigned in a hospital room. The 30-year-old suspect was shot during a confrontation with responding officers Friday night. Boston Police Commissioner Bill Evans does not think the murders were random.
If someone could come here, go up to the 11th floor to a penthouse, we got to believe that there was some type of knowledge of each other here.
But there's been no word on a specific motive. Prosecutors say the victims were engaged, one of them texting a friend that there was a gunman in the house. That friend is the one who called 911. Police in North Carolina investigating the possible suicide of an Army veteran who'd been accused of killing her service dog.
Friends say they found the body of 23-year-old Mariana Rollins in her apartment early Sunday. Fayetteville police believe the former Army vet killed herself, but aren't saying why. Last month, Rollins and another man, 25-year-old Jaron Heng, were charged with animal cruelty after investigators say they tied a service dog to a tree and shot it multiple times with a rifle. They recorded it, too, and in the background, police say you could hear them laughing. Again, no word on what led Rollins to reportedly kill herself, but we know she did get medical retirement from the Army in January. Monica Ricks, Fox News.
2 cable TV giants are teaming up.
Comcast and Charter teaming up on this operational agreement. Their goal, grab a piece of the competitive marketplace, share tech expertise, and figure out ways to make your service more efficient and save you money. You'll be able to get everything you need: cable, landline, home internet, and wireless service from either one of these cable giants. Comcast rolling out their Xfinity Mobile this month. Charter hoping to launch their wireless service in 2018.
Fox Business Network's Tracy Carrasco. This at a time when cable companies are dealing with so many customers cutting the cable cord. Again, the Dow finishes up 5 points, 21,011. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News Radio.
Look who returned.
Hello.
Here's your ESPN radio. My voice actually sounds better than I thought it would.
I was going to say, what's going on?
Couldn't hear it on Saturday night.
Disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you, young man.
There you go. Well, I did retain the belt, so.
Oh!
Tells you a little bit. Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you comfortable all year long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, chance of rain, low of 51. Tuesday, overcast, high 80, low of 52. Wednesday, chance of thunderstorms, high 74, a low of 55. Right now, mostly cloudy. Sun's peeking out a little bit, 64 in Champaign-Urbana.
It is the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio, 93.5, Lante, Jeremy Warner. We are off early today around 5:15. The Cardinals, those red-hot Cardinals. Man, if you need some wins, welcome Atlanta to town. Or go to Atlanta. It doesn't matter. Just play the Braves and you're in good shape.
Wait, I thought Bartolo and R.A. Dickey were going to turn that thing around.
I don't think they are at all down in Atlanta. All right, you went to Vegas and obviously survived Vegas. And now, for the second trip in a row, I had it happen, you had it happen, where we ran into a listener on the plane.
That is correct.
That is kind of cool when that happens.
I wanted to throw out an early shout-out to Brennan Ryan, who I met. He must have heard me talking with my brother and my buddy, and must have heard my voice or know my face from Twitter or something like that. And he's a big fan. Him and his buddies are a big fan, so it was nice meeting him. He was going out for a bachelor party for his buddy. Boy. I was going out for my brother. I think we both survived because he tweeted at me this morning of the picture that we took. So
I didn't know if you swapped numbers in case one of you needed to bail the other one out. Yeah. Like, okay, if your group ends up in jail, we'll come get you and vice versa. So good time.
It was a great time.
I bet.
You know, as a young father, like you take that responsibility seriously. But getting away for 3 days and not having any responsibility, I have to return the favor for my wife at some point.
Yes.
Because it just rejuvenates you.
Oh,
and just to be back, you know, once you have kids and your families are away, or you're away from your friends, you get older, whatever it is.
Sure.
It's nice to reconvene with all of them and just have no responsibility for 3 days.
And it's funny, I get a sense, though, that this weekend was not one of what I'm about to say. When I get with my buddies now, although this last summer in Nashville, we proved ourselves wrong. But when normally we get with our buddies now, it's, you know, you have a few beers.
Oh, no, it was not that.
Okay,
no,
that's what I thought.
It was not a few beers.
It was, let's go. It is time to roll.
We got in at about 10:15.
When did you start drinking? 10:28.
10:48. Actually, no, we started drinking on the plane.
Okay.
So it would have been Pacific time about 6:45 when we hit 30,000 feet or something like that.
I love it, man. You have to do that.
We had like 3 screwdrivers on the way. Felt good.
Kind of get you going.
Got to the pool.
Yeah.
Had a blast.
Was the pool awesome?
Yes, the cabana setup was perfect.
Oh, that's perfect.
And we took a nap. Need to rally a little bit. And then we went out, had some fun. Did not go to a strip club.
Oh, good.
Which I am happy with because I'm not that kind of guy.
So Brad he was fine with that.
He did not push for that.
Okay, that's good.
But then Saturday, we decided, hey, we had so much fun at the pool. Let's do that again.
I love it.
So we went down there, took a nap.
Were you able to watch the Derby?
We did watch the Derby.
Okay.
Which really was a blowout. It
really was.
It was a mutter.
There was one clean horse the entire time, and that was the horse that won it.
I love seeing the jockeys who are behind him congratulating the jockey who's absolutely clean. It's like, that's your reward, is you get to stay clean for the entire time.
You don't even have to shower after this one. Well, good. I'm glad you guys had a blast.
We got to do that, and then we went out to a bar later that night, and we had a
That's
blast.
Cool. So Brad had a good time, and the reason you went, of course, your brother is going to get married.
2 months, yeah.
So this was the kind of last hurrah for Brad, and everybody had a good time. Everybody stayed safe.
And we were awarding the belt to the person who won the weekend. I reclaimed the belt.
You did? That's awesome.
So I did my job.
That is fantastic.
I did my job. I had a good time, and it was a good group.
Nobody was lost on the rooftop or anything like that.
We had one guy on Saturday night we were worried about.
Oh, no.
He was struggling to get home.
Yeah.
There was a long walk on the strip.
Ooh.
He did not walk straight.
Okay.
Cars
coming and going.
He doesn't remember that walk.
Well, yeah.
But he made it because he got helped by some other buddies.
I was going to say, because your buddies are there for you.
It's a good group. But me and my buddy, we said, nope, you're taking care of them. We're going to Popeyes.
We are going to eat. Do you want anything? That's the important part. Well, I'm glad that you got away. Otherwise, kind of a quiet weekend. in terms of Illinois news or anything, so you were able to just kind of get away.
Yeah, it worked out.
Which never does.
Yes.
For you.
When I was in Florida, everything was happening,
Right.
especially with Mark Smith. So, yeah, it was a nice, kind of calm weekend for Illinois. The basketball and football news, haven't heard a bunch there, but it was a busy weekend in baseball, busy weekend in sports. I was down there, and we didn't even know it until, a couple weeks ago, the Canelo Alvarez fight.
Oh, yes.
Canelo Alvarez against Chavez, and we always talk about boxing being dead.
Not in Vegas.
You go there.
Oh.
I mean, and you had 2 Mexican fighters.
Right. Well, yeah, I never thought of that.
And obviously it's a huge sport in Mexico and in the Hispanic community. I mean, that's all you saw all weekend where they had these headbands with either Chavez or Canelo Alvarez. Their names on it. So it was packed. I mean, and of course it was at the MGM where we stayed.
That's
but
cool.
It was crazy. I mean,
that is cool.
There is still a lot of enthusiasm about that sport. It's just we don't talk about it that much because the people in charge aren't that into it. Right?
No, they really aren't. Yeah. They really aren't. And boxing kind of, I don't know, to me, I could go into that. That's a long diatribe. But yeah, I'm not a huge boxing fan anymore. I used to be with Tyson and Holyfield
when you had
back in the day.
American fighters.
Right. Good call. No, that's a good call.
It's just like with tennis.
Yep.
I think we should have a little bit of interest in tennis, but there seems like we are more interested in Serena than we are, despite the men's sport being as great as it's ever been.
That's fair. I've never really put that together and thought about that.
Golf, I think. Yep. There's a Tiger Woods, an American at the top of the game. We're
it does
a little
make
bit
a
more
difference.
interested.
It does make a difference. Did you go into the sports book, I assume? I always laugh when I go into the sports book because half of the stuff written, well, not written, it's computerized, on the screen, I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But I'm like, I'm just going to take a chance. So I walk up to the dude and I'm like, I got $20 on him.
Yeah.
What do I do?
I've done it because I grew up. My uncle used to take us to Balmoral Racetrack, which is a harness track in Crete.
So you understand it a little bit.
I knew it a little bit.
Right.
But I'm still not confident enough to go up there and make those exactas and all that stuff. So I just went up and made 2 bets to win. Neither of them won.
Okay. Well, at least you had a dog in the fight.
But I made 2 $20 bets to win. That's about all I gambled. My wife asked me, did you bet on anything? I go, we went to a bar and there was video poker, and to get a free drink, I put $20 in the thing. I got I went down to 18, cashed out. I go, that's as much
$2 drinks, pretty good deal.
As I was going to do. Some of our group love playing cards, all that. That's not me, Vegas. I want to go sit at a pool, drink some beer, and have a good time.
Look, we're 2 warm-blooded Americans that love sports, and neither one of us gamble. I think that's so funny. When I was there last year, about the same time,
I just can't handle the stress of losing that money.
I can't either.
Like $20, okay.
Yeah. No,
but people who spend like 100, thousands of dollars on it, no, thank you.
No, and I did.
It's even tougher for me to go to a machine or stuff like that because it's just you see it whittling away.
I can't imagine. And I didn't do that. My mom got to the point where she's like, "Lon, here's 20. Play this machine while I gamble." I'm like, "Mom, I really don't need to," but I did. But I did throw 100 down last year on the Derby, and I'm like, you know what? If I spend $100 this year gambling, I lost, and then I threw 20 on the Cubs to win the World Series, recouped about 90 of it, and I was good to go. So I'm like, hey, how about that? Speaking of the Cubs, how about the Yankees just destroying the Cardinals and Cubs?
I mean, it's what, May 8th, and I'm still not worried about the Cubs.
Nor am I.
But you kind of learn how hard it is to repeat.
Yes.
And they certainly could.
Oh, sure.
I mean, their offense is still phenomenal. Their pitching, we're worried about more than we thought we would.
I agree.
And I think coming into the season, you thought, can Hendricks do it again? Can Arrieta still be that elite of elites? And I don't think he is, but I think he's still really, really good.
Sure.
But the back end of that rotation, where you lost Hamill, who wasn't great down the very end of the stretch.
But he was good all year.
He was good all year.
No doubt.
You lost that. Lackey's obviously way past his prime.
Wow.
All of a sudden, that rotation's a bit of an issue. But last night, that's just baseballing. 18 innings.
I went to bed when it was 4-1 in the 9th, I think, because the Cubs rallied, right? Or they didn't rally, but they had runners on in the 8th, and Zobrist grounded out, and I'm like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I went to bed at like 9:30. Woke up at like 2, checked my phone, and it's in the 18th. I'm like, they're still playing?
I've had 4.5 hours of sleep, and they're still playing baseball.
Poor Shulman, Dan Shulman, doing the broadcast. Like, that's the worst ever.
Because that just sets your week off bad.
I just think of the media sitting in there being like, oh, my God, end this game.
Like Chris Emma, who's going to join us today. Chris Emma, of course, covers the Chicago Cubs. He wrote an article today about this isn't the team he thought. He kind of, I think he wrote it. I didn't read this article, but he alluded to it today that in March he wrote an article that this team could be better. And listen, again, it's not even Flag Day, right?
Yes.
That's where Claves proclaims is when we really know our clubs. But he did write that this is a team that you can't really figure out right now.
Well,
they've got some stuff going on.
I think one thing we figured out is the Brett Anderson experiment is done.
That's done. Now he's hurt.
Right.
That's what I always did when I wasn't doing well at any sporting event. My back hurts.
Back.
If I ever have a bad show, I'm like, well, my back's been kind of hurting me all day.
I've been playing hurt all day. I'm sorry. I tried to give it my all. People are like, oh, okay. No, Brett Anderson, that's got to be done.
Yes.
No, we did lose. We said he was most likely to be DFA'd. It was Matt Caesar. Poor Matt Caesar.
And even him last year was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's the funny part. Well, again,
but it's going to be interesting where they go here.
It is.
Because Mike Montgomery makes the most sense.
Right.
He's been he had 5 or 6 starts last year. But you got to stretch him out.
Mm-hmm.
He's been stretched out the last couple times he's pitched because they've needed a lot of innings out of some of their pitchers.
It's unreal.
But you also have Eddie Butler.
Yep.
Who doesn't strike out a lot of people, but a former top prospect of the Rockies who's had a nice start to the season in AAA. I think they'll give those two guys the first chance, but if you put the odds on them acquiring a starter mid-season.
It's got to be huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be huge because what they have the resources to do it. They can go out and trade some of these young kids.
What's the money line? Minus 200 on that?
I see there again. I don't know what that means.
That means you got to bet 200 to get 100.
Okay, I don't want that bet then. I'd rather not take that. And it is true, though. If there's one hole in that Cubs organization right now is that they don't have any pitchers really in the minors, especially Major League ready. So, but they've got money. I mean, they'll always have the money, but also they've got the resources to go out and find who they want. So that will be interesting going forward. Jeremy, I don't care what division you're in and how good you are offensively. It's hard to win when you're basically giving up 2 games every 5.
And that's what Brett Anderson does right
Correct.
now. I mean, at least one of them every 5.
Right.
Because then you're counting on Lester Arrieta and then John Lackey.
And you're
Hendricks
eating up your bullpen in Anderson's start like he did the last time. Could only make 1 inning or didn't even make it out of the first when it was 5-0. And it's like, here we go. Here comes another bullpen day.
And the Yankees are good.
They are good.
We've been, before the season, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I was like, that team's really talented.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't talk about them enough because they just traded a bunch of pieces.
Right.
But they were bullpen pieces. And then they got Chapman back. So you lost Andrew Miller, but you added all this talent.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, I don't think Judge is going to keep this up, but he is a legit power threat. And then they're staying healthy. Their older guys are producing a little bit. And then Severino has been phenomenal. Michael Pineda has been phenomenal. And those have been their X factors for a while. We've said this before on the show. They remind me of the 2015 Cubs, where they're a year ahead of schedule.
Good call.
But all that talent with a little bit of veteran help has got them in the mix. And I think that team's going to be in the mix. I don't know if they're going to win that division, but I do think they're going to get one of those wild cards. And boy, in a year or two, they could be right where the Cubs are. And there you go, the Yankees again as a dynasty. But it's interesting they're this rebuilding team now.
It is.
Right? That they got all these young prospects coming up. They're this rebuilding team.
They're completely different than what I remember. And it's so funny at age 46 to then see the Yankees for the last, really the last 5 to 6 years they haven't been, I can't remember the last time they won this series. Was it 09? Yeah. So probably from 12 on, they really haven't been that competitive, which is very strange to me.
Here's the thing. They've been competitive.
But not, you're right. You're right.
But the Red Sox have been the class, the Orioles, but they're always around 80, you're always around 500 because Joe Girardi is really good.
Yes, he is.
Plus, they've had some talent.
Sure.
It's just too expensive.
Well, Brian Cashman has kind of changed his tune a little bit, and now, the Yankees always have enough resources if they need to add to that. But the Yankees 6-0 against the Cardinals and the Cubs this year. So I guess we can go back to hating the Yankees again.
I was talking with Cart before the show, and because he's excited as Yankees fans, he's going out there this weekend to watch a couple games.
Perfect time for him.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome because there's a lot of excitement around that team. But the Yankees and Cubs make so much sense still for Jose Quintana.
I thought you meant for the World Series. For Quintana, I agree.
I mean, I think the Cubs need him more.
Yes.
But if the Yankees are like, hey, we're ahead of schedule, this guy's here for 3.5 years with us on a cheap contract. I mean, they make a lot of sense because both are loaded with prospects. But and I know David Haw tweeted about it today. We've talked about it so much on this show, but it's like, how do the Cubs not get involved there?
Agree.
Because he's exactly what they need, a long-term, cheap option in that starting rotation, and you have a couple hitting prospects.
You do.
Who the Cubs or the White Sox would love.
You've got what you need as a White Sox fan, and you've got what they need with Quintana. The Cardinals, how about Tommy Pham? Comes up, and I didn't jokingly. I mean, I kind of said maybe Pham will re-energize this offense, and wow, did he have a weekend series. Tommy Pham can hit. We know that.
We've always known that.
We've always known
and
it.
You know who can't hit? Matt Adams.
No, I know. And so why are we doing this?
Like, the whole time, it's like, why are you getting cute and putting Matt Adams in left field?
It makes no sense.
When Tommy Pham is a better hitter.
It makes zero sense. And I don't know. Luckily, they figured this out maybe in time because it is early. But Tommy Pham had a huge weekend. The Cardinals did what they – and I don't care how bad a team is or how decent you are. It's hard to sweep a team.
That's what you do.
And that, to be able to do that in Atlanta was awesome.
If you're a playoff team, that's what you do.
You do. You take advantage.
Just like the Orioles who swept the White Sox. And I think we're seeing the White Sox kind of regress to the mean here, but the Cardinals we knew weren't going to be as bad as they started the year.
Agree.
I mean, there's just too much depth there. At some point, they were going to do this, and I think they're about what we thought they were. The Cubs are worse than a little bit worse than we thought, but I think they'll rise to the top. The Reds aren't going to be this good all year, but the Reds and Brewers are a little better than we thought they were going to be because there's some talent
That
there.
division in general has gotten a touch better maybe with regards to your bottom teams getting better. The Cubs still good. I think the Cardinals will in it, or they're in it for a while.
Yeah, the Pirates are they got worse, but
I agree.
Not ridiculously worse.
It's going to be interesting to watch as this baseball season plays out. And again, about the Cubbies, we will visit with Chris Emma, 670thescore.com. We'll do that at 4:05.
When we come back, I want to ask you about the Blues.
Okay.
Their season ends. The Predators pretty good.
They are good.
Pretty good.
Very good.
We'll ask you what's ahead in this offseason. I'll also talk about a big weekend in Illinois baseball and softball. If you want to weigh in, you can. You can call the Jupiters at the Crossing phone line or text the Cheap Hour text line at 217-359-2255. That's 359-2255. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Tay and J Show. Download the WSJK app, and you can watch us or listen to us anywhere in the world. You can watch us on YouTube. Just search Tay and J Show. Get the podcast at espncu.com or find us on iTunes. That's all powered by GTPS Insurance. Our intern today, Harry Black.
All right, a lot to do. If you want to weigh in, again, 359-2255. Tay and J Show.
When your car breaks down, you realize just how much you need it. And when it breaks down, Beaumont Alignment Plus steps up. For routine maintenance like brakes, oil changes, tune-ups, batteries, and tires, you can count on Beaumont Alignment Plus. Bigger issues including alignment, suspension work, starters, alternators, transmission requires specialists. So get to know Beaumont Alignment Plus for your vehicle repairs. With locations on Bloomington Road and Dennison Drive in Champaign, you're never far from the help you need. It's good to know that quality service is still affordable at Beaumont Alignment Plus.
Hey, Champaign-Urbana, it's early and you're hungry already. Think Jet's Pizza. Get the large super special with premium mozzarella, ham, pepperoni, mushrooms, fresh cut onions, and green peppers. On special for $16.99. Add wings or boneless chicken for just $6.99. Let's get Jets.
Let's get Jets.
Are you looking for a new home or planning to refinance your existing home? Hi, this is Todd Durakan from First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, getting you and your home faster with loan closings in 30 days, mortgage loans, and refinancing that's fast, friendly, and local. We invite you to visit our experienced team of mortgage experts to find out how First Federal Savings Bank can help you with your loan closing in 30 days. For more information, visit 356bank.com. First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. Get what you want out of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air, they all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. That lush green lawnscape is a result of a reputation earned through consistent performance. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, weed reduction, disease, and insect control. Now the ease and trouble-free convenience of Spring Green's professional lawn care's full program is yours at savings of 20% for new customers. It's backed by their guarantee of satisfaction. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com at 217-359-2111.
Hi, it's Corey with Max Twin City Recycling. We pride ourselves on giving the area an outlet to recycle and get paid for their unwanted metals. We're taking our community focus a step further with our Recycling for a Cause program. Each month, Max Twin City will choose a different local charity to feature in an effort to raise money for those causes. Visit maxrecycling.com for a complete list of program details.
Allergies, pollen in the air, dogs in the house, mold in the basement. Whatever triggers your allergy symptoms, it can really hold you back. Break through with Allegra 5-in-1 Relief. Allegra works fast, won't make you drowsy, provides 24-hour multi-symptom relief, and it's effective every day. Break through allergies with Allegra. Starts working in 1 hour. Use only as directed. Guaranteed or your money back. Visit Allegra.com.
Napa know-how.
They say April showers bring May flowers. You know what May showers bring? More rain. Thankfully, Bosch Evolution wiper blades are $8 off a pair at Napa. So when things get real wet out there, you've got fresh new Bosch Evolution wiper blades and $8 extra in your pocket. Take that, precipitation. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 5/31/17.
Mosquitoes can be a nuisance, and after a mild winter like we had, they're even worse. Let Prairie View Landscaping get rid of those pesky mosquitoes so you can enjoy the summer outdoors without bugs getting in the way. And since it's Prairie View Landscaping's 25th year in business, they're celebrating by offering up to 25% off their mosquito program. Email mypvdiscount@gmail.com for a free quote. mypvdiscount@gmail.com. And if you sign up by May 31st, you can win 2 free mosquito control applications out of 4. Prairie View Landscaping, mypvdiscount@gmail.com.
When you're heading home, Tay and J are on your way talking sports. Weekday afternoons 3 to 6 here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
3:26, I'm Jeremy Warner with your SportsCenter update. Mark Skoneczny hit a walk-off 2-run home run to lead Illinois baseball to an 8-6 win last night and a series win over Maryland. After taking 2 of 3 from the Terps, the Illini are 1 game out of 8th place in the Big Ten. The top 8 teams advance to the Big Ten tournament. They have 2 more series left this year. Illinois softball lost 2 of 3 to Ohio State. They've now lost 6 of 7 heading into this week's Big Ten tournament in Ann Arbor. They will be the 4 seed in that tournament. Women's golf started their NCAA regional today as well. Baseball, Yankees and Cubs set a major league record with a combined 48 strikeouts in last night's 18-inning marathon. Also the longest interleague and Sunday night baseball game ever. Yankees took the sweep in Wrigley with a 5-4 win, dropping the Cubs to 3rd place in the NL Central behind the Cincinnati Reds and St. Louis Cardinals. Cubs had an early flight to Colorado for tonight's series start against the Rockies. Jake Arrieta takes on Antonio Senzatella for a 7:40 first pitch. You can hear it on our sister station, US 105.9. After sweeping the Braves, the Cardinals headed further south, start a 3-game series against the Marlins. Carlos Martinez takes on Adam Conley. That's a 6:10 first pitch, 5:15 pregame. You can hear it here, loud and clear, on ESPN Radio 93.5. After getting swept in Baltimore, the White Sox are off tonight before hosting the Twins. They now fall to 500 on the year at 15-15. NBA tonight, the Warriors go for the sweep of the Utah Jazz. Cleveland closed out their second sweep in a row last night. In the NHL, the Penguins look to close out the Capitals in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semis. And the Blues season ended as the Predators dominate that series. The Preds hot, knocking out the Blackhawks and Blues in the first 2 rounds.
Stupid Predators. Hey, I didn't know this until today, but you can win tickets to see Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers with special guest Joe Walsh. It's this Wednesday at 7:30 at the State Farm Center. You can win tickets with us, the Tay and J Show. Listen to Jeremy and I and open the text line. We're going to open that tomorrow, May 9th, between 3 and 6. And we'll have a way for you to win tickets to see Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and special guest Joe Walsh. Listening tomorrow, 3 to 6, right here on ESPN 93.5. Select seats, by the way, still available at statefarmcenter.com. The
good shows keep on coming.
No doubt. I told you when I was sitting there at the Gar show, I looked up at one of their advertisements, and I'm like, oh, I forgot Petty's coming still.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he had already been here maybe, but Yeah, they've had a heck of a run. Who was the artist before the not rap, or is he rap?
You talking about Lil Wayne?
Yeah, Lil Wayne. Yeah.
Okay.
Was he rap?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know exactly what
he is. Yes.
Yeah. So you had Lil Wayne.
I would call that just hip hop. Like that is rap.
Lon's a little uncertain in that kind of.
But they also had Green Day. Yeah?
Yes, that's right. So this has been some good stuff over at State Farm Center. So tomorrow, 3 to 6, we'll have a chance to. You'll have a chance, to win some tickets.
All right. So is Kenny number 1 on your list of people you want here?
Chesney would be awesome. Chesney would be, but Chesney would play he'd play Memorial Stadium, I think. He's more of an outdoor guy.
Alan Jackson's going to be here in August.
Yeah, I might try to get tickets for that. And Leanne Womack, is that right? Yeah, so Alan Jackson's coming. I think Chesney would be number 1 for me. It would be cool to get a Jimmy Buffett, but we're not big enough for that.
You need a large tailgating section for that, which Illinois is equipped with.
I mean, how cool would it be to get a couple of concerts? Listen to me, I'm like getting all greedy now. If you had Chesney and Buffett one summer at Memorial Stadium, not together.
Carp would be the Dave Matthews Band, where he could walk to it.
Oh, wow.
He's been to 60, and it's all long trips. This one would be a walk for him.
Can you and I and Carp ever make it to a Dave Matthews show? I guess it'd have to be a weekend show. Yeah. I would love to try to do that.
It's good. I mean, I got a bunch of friends that love Dave Matthews.
Have you been?
No.
I haven't either.
I have watched his DVD live. Okay. He's really good.
Yeah.
It's just that music isn't my cup of tea.
I'm with you.
I know it's good for the most part, but I'm just not that into
Same here.
His music.
I mean, this is coming from a guy that's going to go see Def Leppard for the second year in a row.
You like what you like, man.
Exactly, man. And I always said, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him up close. Somebody asked me, are lawn tickets well enough? Is that good enough? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to look at Joe Elliott and see how old he is. I just want to hear him. And last year when we went, it had rained, so it made it a little difficult. But they still sounded good. Still, I mean, it wasn't 80s Leopard, but it was solid. So you got them, Poison, and Tesla.
All right, if you're live, Def Leppard, the go-to, the song Lon's waiting for all night is.
Oh, it's hard. I mean, Pour Some Sugar on Me that's a hard one.
It's too easy.
It's too easy. What would another one be?
That's the first song out of there.
I love Rocket.
Okay.
I love Rocket. When they start doing that, I got into that at the show last year. Some of the old stuff, I like some of the, and the names don't come to me, the ballads, but I like some of the ballads they did last year, which were pretty solid. So, yeah, good, old Leopard stuff is pretty good. Yeah, Love Bites.
Dude, I'd be all in on Photograph.
Oh, that's a good one. That's an old school one for Leopard. Yeah, and they didn't do... no, Love Bites they did, and it was awesome. He did a great job with that. So, yes, the ballad is still pretty cool in my heart.
That's your 80s rock.
Yeah, baby.
For the day.
Yeah, your 10 seconds of 80s rock.
Was this Blues season a success?
Absolutely. Now, if you look at
did not take long to answer that.
If you look at my tweets, and I'm going to give credit here to guys like Kevin Wheeler, Bernie Micklitz, Randy Carricker. I read their stuff on 101 ESPN, and, of course, the STL Today guys do a great job as well. But I agree with what they're saying, and all of their sentiments is that this was a successful season. Basically, you had a transition year. You heard that all season where you unloaded Shattenkirk, you made the coaching change from Hitchcock to Yo, and under Yo, they went 27-9. Yeah. So I like that going forward. I like the fact that Brodeur came in and helped with the goalie coach. He changed Jake Allen all around. There are a lot of positives as you look ahead at this team with regards to Jake Allen. I think you finally do have a goalie for the next 3 or 4 years that can win you games in the playoffs. Yeah. And unfortunately, the Blues ran into the hottest goalie.
What is the volatility of goalies?
It seems like it's about a 2 or 3 year run. It really honestly seems like that.
I'm just thinking because, pitchers, it feels like hitters, yeah, you can have guys who, flare up, but usually within a season or two, you figure out who they are. And once they're good, they're usually good for a long time if they don't get injured. Pitchers, the volatility is so much higher.
It is.
So you can sit there and think, and we'll talk about him in a little bit, Matt Harvey's going to be an ace for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's rare. It's rare to get that. So goalies, it always feels like you think this guy's going to be great, and then he's not. And it seems like sometimes they come out of nowhere.
They do, and that's the thing is that postseason goalies sometimes are a little bit different even than, the regular season to postseason. Some guys even step it up, and then some guys can't handle the bright lights. But Pekka Rinne sure did a heck of a job for Nashville. That's a team that's skating well right now. They had I complained and moaned and whined about the Blues getting zero offense from their offense. Nashville didn't get any offense from their offense. offense either. Right. But their defensemen are so good with Yoshi and Subban, and then of course Ellis had the series, of course.
They seem like the team, right?
They do. I've got them in Pittsburgh. in it. I mean, the Penguins are playing this high leverage series with the Caps, and this has been so fun to watch. I think whoever gets through that one, and then who knows with Edmonton and Anaheim, I can't figure the West out.
Yeah,
the West is always one of those where I'm never scared of it. But then last year, the Blues played San Jose in the Western Conference Finals, and San Jose just dominated them. And I'm like, boy, I did not think they were this good.
So what's this offseason for the Blues?
I think this offseason would be to try, of course, the expansion, which we all know. That's going to play a little bit of a part in this. But the Blues, unfortunately, and this was kind of my mantra, they just have some really bad contracts on their roster with guys that really aren't doing much.
In the NHL with that strict salary cap.
And the cap is only going to go up, projected at about $76 million. The Blues are already at $71. And they need to sign about 6 more guys, including Parayko, the tall defenseman, who is a restricted free agent now. So they'll be able to sign him, but I don't know what they'll do with these others. But I figured out today, between Perron, Stastny, Laterra, Bouwmeester, and Steen, those guys are making $21 million. Of your 57 or 76. I mean, that's a big chunk. Now, Stastny's $7 million, Perron's 3.7 gave you nothing. David Perron is done in my mind. He just seems like he's old. You've got Laterra at 4.7. A lot of people think they will expose him. They'll expose these guys, the ones I just mentioned. They'll expose them in that expansion draft. Maybe not Stastny, but Laterra may be taken, which would be great because you get 4.7 off the books. And what I'm getting at here is that there's really not a lot they can do.
Right.
There's just, I think this, and I think Kevin Wheeler wrote a great article in the sense that this Blues team that you saw this year is what you're going to get next year. Hopefully with Fabry. Now, when he comes back from injury, if you had him in the playoffs, I think it would have made a little bit of a difference. But I'm not sure you're beating Nashville.
So how do you get better?
That's the thing. I don't know. I really don't know. You're going to have to drop a couple of these contracts, but I don't know how you do that.
Right.
The
only
only
you don't
way
want to give up, young assets because your window probably they're kind of in this middle ground. Right?
They are. They're. You know what? It's Chicago funny because we talk about this. I think they're middle. They're a little bit above that middle ground.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah. I think they're not toiling. Yet they're still missing that one or two piece that you need to win a Stanley Cup. And, of course, we're 0 for 46 now in my life at Stanley Cups. But if they could somehow lose a Laterra and free up some money to where they could go get a top-line center, but, those don't fall off trees. And if you have a top-line center, you're not getting rid of them. So you almost have to take a chance like they did with that Zachary Sanford, the young kid, and hope that they grow and butt into something. But you've got to get another scorer because teams they just absolutely shut Vladdy down, Tarasenko. Yeah. Now, Schwartz is really good, and I think Fabry would help out a lot. He would give them the energy they need, and they needed that against Nashville. But really, honestly, it comes down to this. You're going to have to win with defense again next year and some grit. And the Blues have a roster I think it's good enough to do what they did this year, maybe go a little step further, but they just don't have much room to play with.
I want to bring in Harry Black, who's a big hockey fan, with us as well. Can you guys guess? I'll have each guess and not answer it.
Okay.
But who do you think would be the favorite in Vegas to win the Stanley Cup?
To win the Stanley Cup, I would have to go, I'd have to say Pittsburgh.
Okay. Harry?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh and another team have the same odds. 14-5.
It's not going to be the Rangers. It's not going to be the Capitals.
Well, it might be the Capitals, although they never do much in the playoffs.
The Capitals are lucky to be where they are right now. They had a freakish third period the other day. They're going to go down in 6.
It's Ottawa. You'd have Ottawa to choose from, and then in the West, you'd have the Ducks, Edmonton. Is it Edmonton?
I think it's because they're the only team that's advanced so far, but it's Nashville.
It's Nashville.
I was going to say Nashville just because, like you were saying, in the West, Edmonton is playing well. They had a great game the other night, but they don't look as scary and as almost unbeatable as Nashville has been playing.
Edmonton is the Falcons forever, right?
Yes.
Harry doesn't realize this, but for 4 straight years, Jeremy and I picked the Falcons in the Super Bowl, and they never quite got there, and then they finally did when we gave up on them. I think Edmonton's that team that they're going to get there eventually.
They're the young up-and-coming
They
team,
are, yes,
right?
exactly. I think Nashville, if Rene still plays like he's playing, that'll be tough to beat.
The Capitals are 5-1, the Ducks and Oilers 11-2, Ottawa 15-2, New York Rangers 10-1.
Interesting.
It's weird. I feel like I feel like the Ducks have a better chance of beating Nashville than the Oilers do, but I don't think they're going to get out of this series with the Oilers simply because they're going to yet another Game 7. And they can't win in Game 7.
Isn't that funny, too? And then it's so maddening to me. If Nashville ends up in a Stanley Cup Finals, it's so maddening to me as a Blues fan because here you got the new kid on the block. I mean, they've been around a long time now. But you've got kind of the new kid on the block. They'd never been past the second round. Now they get to the third round.
Made the right move with Weber for Subban.
They really did. Montreal right now has got to be thinking, what do we do? Of course, Weber's really good, too.
They're both just kind of like, okay, this isn't working. Let's try
something. And it worked for Nashville. So, but you know what? I can see the Preds. I can see them skating against Pitt in the Cup Finals. And I would love that. That'd be a great Cup final.
That would be a great final, but it's weird when we look at teams in the past and everyone says how no team's repeated since Detroit did in the late 90s. Mm-hmm. And Pittsburgh looks like there's no reason they can't.
Agree.
Crosby, he's a little banged up, but even when he's hurt, you have Malkin, who would be the best player on almost any other team in the league, as your second best. And then Kessel as your third best, who would also be the best player on any other team.
It's amazing what they have. Talent-wise, it's amazing. Harry, thank you, buddy.
So if he wins his third, what's that mean for Sid?
Oh, I think Sidney Crosby is. I mean, in fact,
is he the best of his era?
Yes.
Like, there's no question.
There's no question.
It'd be Ovechkin, who doesn't have one.
There's no question that
Taves,
it's Sidney. Right.
But he's not quite as good as Sidney Crosby. Mm-mm. Kane in there as well.
Crosby can do it all. And it's funny, I was reading something today and I'd forgotten about this. I complain about the Indianapolis Colts, that they were bad enough to get Peyton Manning. Then they had all these great years and they were just, all of a sudden they were really bad, and then they get Andrew Luck. And it's like, now that hasn't proved fruition yet, but it will, I think, with him. But then that was kind of what happened to Pittsburgh. They were real bad, got Lemieux, had just dominant years, and then they got bad again, and boom, here comes Sidney Crosby.
Well,
how nice is that?
Yeah, those couple of years he was really hurt with those concussions,
he
right?
was. That's exactly right. So, I think Pittsburgh's going to, this is going to be fun. I wouldn't count the Caps out yet either. I don't know. There's something about what happened the other night that I think they're going to make this a series and be a fun one to watch. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
One already strong Big Ten basketball team just got stronger.
Uh-oh.
We'll talk about that when
the
we come
Illini?
No.
Okay. It is the Tay and J Show.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. For a limited time, Lands is offering special financing for 6 years or up to $1,000 trade-in allowance. Your choice, with approved credit on any qualifying train system. So call Lands at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR for details or find us online at landsinc.com. And remember, it's hard to stop a train. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
See Lands or visit train.com for complete program eligibility dates, details, and restrictions.
Our Stevie J Broadcasting Law Enforcement Official of the Month is Dan Ward, Senior Patrol Officer for the Champaign Police Department. You've just got a good read on people. You can sense the perceptive nature you have, Dan.
Well, thank you very much.
You love what you do.
I do. It's great. It is.
It's so fun to wake up and like what you do.
Yes.
And your family's all supportive? And
of course, yeah. My wife, Bobby, she's great. When I take off in the middle of the night for some big call, great, love you. Call me when you're done.
Right.
So
be careful. Is she apprehensive at all?
Sure. And I think she, like you, is very defensive.
Yeah.
I'll come home and I'll tell her a story and she'll get mad. And I'm like, honey, I'm not mad. And she'll get mad. So it's nice.
Okay, good. Okay, so my ranting and raving is okay? I mean, the police roll their eyes at me. I mean, you guys tired of me?
Never. Okay. Never.
I'm going to do it till I'm done doing it. So
sounds good.
Dan, I really appreciate you and appreciate all that you do for Champaign Police.
Thank you very much.
Brought to you by SK Exteriors. Their website, callsktoday.com.
Need new tires? How would you like to save $200 on a set of 4 select Goodyear tires? Right now at CarX Tire and Auto, get up to $200 in savings when you purchase a set of 4 Goodyear tires and use the CarX Drive Card credit card. Your Champaign CarX man has the right tires for your vehicle at any of his 3 convenient locations. And now up to $200 off. Stop in, call, or schedule online at CarX.com.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
See store for details.
Don't miss the 2017 Friends for Life golf outing. This Friday, May 12th at Stone Creek Golf Course in Urbana. Friends for Life is a local not-for-profit that provides Central Illinois families with monetary funds to help them in their time of need. Help children and their families right here in Central Illinois fighting illnesses by signing up for this fun golf outing. Get more details on Facebook or at Eventbrite.com. Just search Friends for Life.
Your 4-legged friends need protection too. Pet insurance. from Pekin Insurance covers cats and dogs at least 6 weeks of age or older as an enhancement to your homeowner's coverage. Choose between $2,500 or $5,000 worth of coverage for a variety of pet health services. You can even take your pet to the veterinarian of your choice. Learn more at PekinInsurance.com or ask your local agent about how to protect your furry family members. For pet insurance that is beyond the expected, contact Pekin Insurance today.
Join Crisis Nursery Friday, June 2nd for our annual dinner and auction at the iHotel and Conference Center in Champaign. Enjoy a great dinner, live and silent auction items, good drinks, and familiar faces while supporting a great cause. Crisis Nursery creates an island of safety dedicated to the prevention of child abuse and neglect by providing 24-hour emergency care for children and support to strengthen families. Go to crisisnursery.net to get more information, sponsor this event, or buy tickets. That's crisisnursery.net.
Hi, it's Stevie J. Start your day with me along with Diane Ducey, weekday morning 7 to 9, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Latte, Jeremy Warner.
Rock out with the realtor that rocks Saturday, May 20th in Effingham. That's right, Stephanie Pratt with Coldwell Banker. The real estate group is hooking up one lucky listener with free tickets to see Vince Neil of Motley Crue.
Nice.
Plus, you'll be treated to a ride to and from the show with Bishop Platinum Limousine. Sign up for your chance to win and get show information now at ESPNCU.com. Grand prize winner will be selected Wednesday, May 17th, so get registered today.
It's funny, everybody's like, Lon, you've got a perfect job, man. That's got to be so cool to sit there and talk sports all day. The stinky part of our job is that we get to read all these cool things that we don't get to win. It's like, you know what? That's great, but I want to go see Vince. Stinky. I want to take a limo for free and go see Vince Neil of Motley Crue. How cool would that be?
Happy birthday to one Coach Lovie Smith.
Oh, is it?
Turns 59 today.
Okay. I want to look like that at 49, let alone 59. That guy, he stays in shape. Good for Lovie. And happy birthday, Lovie Smith. Here's to a winning season. Although that could be a really hard task.
I'm actually going to talk with Lovie Smith tomorrow. I got a one-on-one interview with him tomorrow afternoon. So I'm probably not going to put that on tape. It's going to be more one-on-one for the website, but I'll let you know anything that's cool. Comes from that interview.
If he says anything crazy.
I don't think that's Lovie Smith.
Maybe he's going to get delusional at 59 and just start throwing things out there about Wisconsin and Iowa
Lovie
and how much
Smith,
he hates them.
Like all of a sudden turns a leaf with the media and gives you everything.
And you're the first one. Like, wow. Well, that's cool to be able to talk to Lovie as he enters his second season. Excitement level for me is still there. I still think he can get this done at Illinois, and I still think and when I say get it done, I don't mean, turn into Alabama, but I think he can get it to where Illinois is winning at a consistent level. I hope. If it doesn't happen with him, I don't know that it ever will with anybody. I don't know.
I don't think that. Because, it's a different kind of hire.
Yeah.
It's a pro football hire, taking over a program and a roster that just needed a lot of work.
Big time.
And one recruiting class is not going to do it. And I know he's entering his second year. Usually you have 2 recruiting classes by that point. And I hammer this away. His first recruiting class is going to be freshmen next year, guys.
Yep.
And that means, freshmen are not ready to play, most of them. There's a couple of them. And I think Ricky Smalling would be one of them. Offensive linemen, Larry Boyd can play next year physically, but playing offensive line as a freshman, and Harry Black will tell you, Gabe Meganson is a redshirt freshman. He struggled last year, and he's a very talented player. Nick Allegretti, who might have been the best offensive lineman in the team last year, he couldn't get on the field much as a redshirt freshman. So
it's tough.
You can't expect a lot out of those kids. Now, can you get some contributions from some of those kids? Absolutely. And you're going to need some because you only have 8 seniors and 13 juniors.
That's unreal. And that's why it's a tall order this next season.
It's going to take time.
Sure.
And that's why you got a 6-year contract.
Yep. I'm patient. I'm going to be patient with you, Lovie. So happy birthday. Let's do it. By the time you're 60,
but is it time to freak out about the recruiting class?
By the time you're 60, you better be getting some bowl games, my friend. Kind of.
Next year's going to be better. In 2018, I'm talking about.
Yes, but still. I know.
The Vegas over-under, what do you think it's going to be this year?
Oh, man, last year I thought they'd win 6 games, and they had them at 3, didn't they?
Vegas? They had them at 4.5 last year.
I'd say 3.5.
I agree.
I
think it's going to be 3.5, 4.5.
That's crazy. And I remember last year thinking,
right.
that's not right. And, boy, they were right. Vegas is always right.
Yeah.
Well, not always.
I think
but
the offense will be a little bit more interesting this year. You need Chase Crouch to stay healthy.
If he could stay healthy, it will be interesting to see how that offense can. Okay, if he stays healthy and Mikey Dudek stays healthy. Yeah. The funny part now is you're going to have a Dudek kid. I don't know how much Crouch is considered, that pure of a passer.
He's not.
So now all of a sudden you finally, hopefully have Dudek, and I hope for his sake he is healthy, but then it's like, well, who's getting it to him?
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of the...
but your running backs are pretty good.
Yes, they are.
Your offensive line...
should be decent. Decent?
I like
decent?
I like a couple of them.
Is Allegretti moving to center?
Allegretti most likely will be center. I like him. Christian DeLauro. Big year for Gabe.
DeLauro will be at the strong side?
Yes.
Okay. And then Gabe, right, will play
Gabe's a big part of this.
Okay.
Darte Lee, is he ready? I don't think he should have played last year.
Right.
I think he should be a redshirt freshman right now. But
I guess the bonus is he played, so now he's got that under his belt. But,
so Adam Solomon's a new guy.
That's right.
I like him as a run blocker, which is going to be a much more run-heavy offense, I believe, going forward. So there's some talent there, but there's 3 unknowns and 2 guys I like.
Okay.
But it's time for those guys to take the step forward, and that's why you hire these coaches. But the defense, I think, is going to take a big step back. I mean, defensive line wise, you lost a lot of talent.
Well, and you almost look at that thinking, all right, if the offense could control some of the clock, some of that time management that you'll need.
Big issue last year.
It's huge. And maybe a guy like Chase Crouch. Now, the one thing that, we rip on Wes more than one thing. I know everybody out there thinks you and I are the biggest Wes Luntz supporters in the world, but the one thing he couldn't do is run for a first down on 3rd and short.
Well, the one thing he couldn't do.
Crouch could do.
One thing Wes couldn't do consistently, which a quarterback has to do, is move the chains.
And you're right. And hopefully Chase will be able to do that.
Yep. Right? He came in and did that because he can move with his legs. And even if there's not a lot of talent there at receiver, but there will be a lot more talent.
That's cool.
At receiver this year. I mean, Malik Turner to me is a pro.
Yes.
So that's a go-to target. If Dudek stays healthy, if you can get 70% of what he gave you his freshman year.
Be unreal.
Or if he's 100% of it.
No.
Then all of a sudden, you're in business a little bit, but offensive line and tight end wise, I'm pretty concerned about those positions.
Of all the people that have been injured and come back to play, of all the people, you think of like a Mike Thorne and guys like that where you really honestly thought, listen, this is going to be tough for him. Is Mikey Dudek the one kid that you sit there and go, yep, he'll probably be 100%? Just knowing how he works.
I mean, I thought that last year.
Well, that's true, and then he got hurt. That's true. It'd be interesting, though, if he's back.
They got it done right. I mean, they went to Dr. James Andrews.
Yes.
It seemed like there was his knee hyperextended a little bit too much, and they figured that out. So hopefully they fixed it because he's a talent. He's an NFL talent.
You teased something going to the break about a Big Ten team getting better next year. Are you talking basketball?
Yes, I am.
Are you talking Michigan State?
Yes, I am.
Here we go.
So if
but I'm glad that they got what's-his-face, Bridges, back because that ended up getting Mark Smith. Well, we think.
Maybe,
but I'm sure it played a role.
So the NCAA has granted men's Spartans forward Ben Carter a 6th year of eligibility. They approved his medical hardship waiver.
Okay.
He joined them as a grad transfer for the 16-17 season, but he suffered a season-ending knee injury in the preseason. He'll be eligible for the upcoming 2017-18 season. So they just add a little bit more post depth by Nick Ward. Who's there? Who's the guy they just had? Jaron Jackson, the 5-star freshman they just added.
Like 6'10" and can do anything. Yeah. He's kind of a Kansas recruit. If you're out there wondering what that guy looks like, it's like when you watch Kansas and see those guys run up and down. That's what Jackson is.
Ben Carter averaged 8.6 points, 6 rebounds per game at UNLV his junior year, 6'9", 225. But you just had another post-rotation guy. And is Gavin Schilling coming back, I think?
Is he still around?
Yeah, I think he got a medical hardship. I think he's going to get one, too. So then all of a sudden, because he missed all last season with an injury.
He did. I forgot about that.
That post-rotation is ridiculous.
And you've got Miles Bridges, and you've got Tum Nairn, and you've got whomever.
Cassius Winston.
Or Cassius,
Josh
who's
Langford.
better. Yeah. Oh, man.
Matt McQuaid is a shooter.
Wow. Could
I mean, that is...
They have a shot at a title.
I mean, they should be a top 5 team entering the season. They'll by far... I mean, if they're not the unanimous pick for preseason Big Ten, I mean, the only way I can see it is if Swanigan comes back. And
but
even
then, no.
I mean, Michigan State has the guard. I mean, Purdue doesn't have a Cassius Winston or Miles Bridges.
They would have, Purdue would have about everybody back, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Carson Edwards, gets to be a sophomore at point guard. I think that's the key for them.
So, yeah, but still, Michigan State, I'm all of a sudden now, because you said that stat, and every time you do, I just shake my head. 19, when was it the last time the Big Ten won, or a Big Ten team won a national title?
2000.
That's unbelievable.
Mateen Cleaves and Morris Peterson.
Wow. That is unbelievable. I was 30 years old. I was 29 years old.
I was 13 years old.
Wow. Maybe this
Harry
is
was
here.
what, 6?
Yeah, 6 years old. That's awesome. Wow, the last time a Big Ten team won a title.
There's been some dang good teams. Are we throwing Maryland in there? Because that doesn't count,
No,
right?
no, they weren't part of the Big Ten. Yeah, but they did win it.
I'm sure the
right.
Big Ten Network will keep that. Juan Dixon.
Well, maybe Michigan State could be the team this year to finally stop that. Update the stat.
And the thing is, the Big Ten's been there quite a bit.
Yeah.
Indiana in 2002.
Wisconsin had a couple runs.
Illinois in 2005. Ohio State in 2007. Michigan State in 2009. Michigan in 2013. Wisconsin in 2015. So you've had, 6 teams there? Since you've lost one, or since you've won one?
And just haven't. Hey, I was watching that last night, at the NBA, the Houston game, and I was watching Sam Decker and how good he was in college. And then you watch him out on the pros, and it's like, I mean, he's still good, but it's like he's like the last option for them. Like, he's only playing because of an injury, right?
Right.
So it's just amazing to me, the talent.
Yes. And I always tell that
goes
to people.
To the next level.
Like, you think this guy's going to be great in the NBA?
Not even close.
It's
amazing.
A different level of ball. Like, Caleb Swanigan could be a very good role player.
Right. Which is unbelievable, as he's the player of the year in the Big Ten.
Miles Bridges could be really, really good.
Yes.
But he might be, if he maybe goes to another level this year, but he would have been like the 12th or 13th pick in this year's draft.
Unbelievable. I mean,
you're talking maybe a 3rd or 4th option on a team?
That's unbelievable. I just...
Now maybe this year he takes off and he gets to another level, and that's the thing. Like a Gordon Hayward, we never would have thought would have been, one of the top 25 players in the league.
Well, Decker has the size, he has the mobility, he has the range with his shot a little bit. It's got to continue to get better. But like last night, he missed a wide open alley-oop layup. And I sat there thinking, oh man, you can't do that in the NBA. You just can't do it.
This Matt Harvey story continues to get more interesting. We'll talk about that.
Is that old Batman or whatever?
A little bit later. Dark Knight.
Or Dark Knight, yeah.
Chris Eva, 670thescore.com, though. We'll talk some Cubs, some White Sox, some Chicago sports coming up next.
I'm going to relish in some what is wrong with the Cubs talk when we come back.
They're interesting.
Tay and J Show.
Boring last year.
It's warming up around Champaign-Urbana, and that means it's time to get outside and ride in a Polaris off-road vehicle. And the best time to buy is during the Polaris Spring Sales event. You'll find great financing, plus rebates up to $2,000. You'll even get a free 2-year extended warranty on any full-size Ranger or any Sportsman 450 or 570 ATV. See your Polaris dealer now. Offers valid through May and vary by model. No charge for promotional 2-year extended warranty. See dealer for details. Off-road vehicles can be hazardous to operate. Always wear a helmet and take a safety training course.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
Hey, it's me, your old AC. We need to talk, man. I am out of hair. Trust me. It's not going to get much better. I need to be replaced. Call the experts and get a new air conditioner that will save up to 50% on energy bills. Go ahead. Do it. I'll be right here. Whew.
At Chief Bauer Service Experts, save up to $4,000 on a new home comfort system. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com. For expert service guaranteed.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are things Country Financial stands for. More than just an office you may pass by as you drive through town. Neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of our community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. Chat with your neighbor at Country Financial. Jesse DeHaan. Call 352-3466. Talk about things that are important to you and how Country Financial can help protect them.
Providence.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. What will you do during the next market correction? At Provident, we believe a sound financial plan is the surest way to avoid panic during market volatility. Contact us today to put a plan in place for you. Find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network.
Provident, partnerships built on trust.
Member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You already know Houlihan's Restaurant and Bar at the iHotel is a great restaurant, but don't forget about the bar. Fantastic drink specials and mouth-watering menu items from snacks to full meals. A nice selection of draft, craft, and domestic beers, and just about any cocktail you can imagine. Watch a game with multiple flat screens on all sides of the bar, or grab some tables and make it a party. Drink specials daily, plus Houlihan's is now serving a delicious hot breakfast 7 days a week. Houlihan's at the iHotel. Check them out at the corner of 1st Street and St. Mary's Road, just south of the State Farm Center.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Live from New York, the Fox Report.
And Lisa Brady. Is it constitutional? That's the central question about President Trump's revised travel ban facing a federal appeals court in Virginia. Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal following this live.
Lisa, the Fourth Circuit judges intensely questioned both sides. Acting Solicitor General Jeffrey Wall argued that the order banning people temporarily from 6 Muslim countries is not a Muslim ban. The judges asked how important then candidate Trump's statements are.
He's never repudiated what he said about the Muslim ban. They're still on his website.
Wall shot back.
It is an archived press statement from 16 months ago, before we got into a campaign and we had a primary and an election and we took an oath and we formed a government.
He said the order does not mention religion or operate based on it. The ACLU challenging the ban argues campaign statements very much apply, Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. On Capitol Hill,
we're here to find out all things Russia.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham opening the latest hearing on claims of Russian election meddling, focusing in part on fired National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates warned the Trump administration there were inconsistencies in Flynn's statements about his Russia contacts.
And we wanted to make it really clear right out of the gate that we were not accusing Vice President Pence of knowingly providing false information to the American people.
Yates also telling the Senate subcommittee hearing the Justice Department was concerned Flynn could be vulnerable to blackmail by the Russians. Another persistent question, who's been leaking classified information about Flynn and others? Yates and former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper testifying today. They don't know. Stocks finished slightly higher. The Dow up 5 points. The Nasdaq up nearly 2 points, enough for a new record close at 6102. Also a new high for the S&P, up a fraction. Fair and balanced.
The key to success? Keep it simple, especially when it comes to hiring. And nobody makes it easier than Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Manage your candidates from one dashboard. According to an independent study, 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. New users claim your $50 credit to post a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Mother's Day is this Sunday, and Pro Flowers is offering an amazing special. 100 stunning blooms for mom plus a free glass vase for $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Go to proflowers.com and enter the secret code 500. But hurry, this deal expires this Friday. 100 colorful blooms for mom for $19.99. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back, plus a free glass vase. The only way to get this amazing deal is to go to proflowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter the secret code 500.
The man charged with murdering 2 doctors in their Boston penthouse over the weekend remains held without bail after being arraigned in his hospital room.
The suspect, 30-year-old Bampa Mim Teixeira of Chelsea, didn't even open his eyes as the proceeding went forward from Tufts New England Medical Center, where he's recovering from gunshot wounds sustained in a shootout with police. Prosecutors say he murdered Richard Field, 49, a doctor at North Shore Pain Management, and Linda Bolanis, 38, a pediatric anesthesiologist at Massachusetts Eye and Ear. The victims had been bound and had suffered obvious trauma. Officers went to the apartment on Friday night after one of the victims texted a friend reporting a man with a gun.
Fox's Molly Lyon in Boston. There's still no word on a possible motive, but police say they believe the suspect knew the victims. A 10-year-old girl recovering from an alligator attack at a park in Orange County, Florida. apparently took matters into her own hands, able to pry open the jaws of the gator to get her leg out of its mouth. State officials confirmed the attack was in a designated swimming area in water about 2 feet deep, the gator over 8 feet long. The waterfront section of Moss Park is now closed for the week as a precaution. A 2-year-old boy was killed by an alligator last June at a Disney resort. A music fan inspires a scholarship contest.
Nicki Minaj walking the walk for today's youth, paying some fans tuition, starting with a fan asking the hip-hop star on Twitter if she'd pay his college tuition Saturday night. Minaj agreed to pay fans school costs, but they have to show her perfect grades. The singer writing, "Show me straight A's that I can verify with your school and I'll pay it."
Fox's Jacqueline Carl, a few dozen fans taking her up on the offer, and she responded to some individually, also promising to do it again in a month or two. In New York, I'm Lisa Brady on Fox News Radio.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you comfortable all year long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Rain possible around 6:45 tonight, a low of 51. Tuesday, overcast, a high of 79, a low of 52. Wednesday, chance of thunderstorms, high 74, a low of 55. Sunny and clear all weekend. Should be beautiful. Right now, sunny, clear, 66 in Champaign-Urbana.
Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lonte, Jeremy Warner off early today. Cardinals at the Marlins. This is the road trip that I always wanted to take. You know, like as a player, I always think about this, and Chris Emmett would know this better than I. But as a player, like you've got a chance now to get down to Florida, but it's hard because, you know, you got to play the next day. You can't get out of hand. And I know for them it's probably not that big of a deal, but I just love Florida so much.
I think you think these guys who go on business trips to Florida have way more time on their hands than...
Yeah.
Because like when you talk to like Thad Ward, who's recruiting Florida.
Yeah.
It's not like he's at the beach all day. I mean, what time do these players show up for a 6 or 7 o'clock game?
Well, and tonight...
2?
Well, yeah, at least. 1 o'clock probably.
Yeah, so what do you get? Like a morning on the beach?
Here's what you get. You start tonight. And then you don't have to worry about it the next 2 days. Then you can go out as late as you want that night. That's what I would do. Come on! I mean, it's better than going to...
I think that's what's getting Matt Harvey in trouble.
That could be the case. Well, but you'll hear Cardinals and Marlins pregame coverage starts at 5:15.
Let's head to the Jupiters of the Crossing phone line, though. Talk some Cubs. He's joining us on the Jupiters of the Crossing phone line. Don't forget, Monday is family night at Jupiters of the Crossing. Families who dine in get one large one-topping pizza, breadsticks, soft drinks, and 25 game tokens for just $25.
He is Chris Emma. Chris, how are you, my friend?
Man, that Miami trip's a lot of fun, guys. That ballpark is something. They got the Clevelander in left field. You get an ice cold beer for about $18, and you head out to South Beach later that night. So if you pull off that road trip, it's highly recommended.
That's the good news with regards to going down there for $18 a beer. You're not going to stay out very late. You're not going to do much like that. I guess I'm confused here, Jeremy, because like insurance guys, when we go on trips,
Yes.
I mean, we hit it hard.
Yeah. Hey, so Chris, did you stay up all night to watch it last night?
You know, I was there. I stayed through it for some reason. I was extraordinarily tired after a long weekend, and it was one of those where just kind of I think you get past like the 12th or 13th inning. It's like, okay, I'm here for the long haul. So I was there. I hanging out with Marlins man a little bit. Right behind home plate, I was one of about, I don't know, a few thousand people kind of braved it out still. And those who stayed were into it, man. It was a lot of fun because you had, of course, the New Yorkers who were in town for the game. And it was a cool little atmosphere toward the end of it. It was just a bad game overall because the Cubs pulled their comeback, but then you saw them, everybody's trying to be a hero. I mean, everybody's swinging for the fences and kind of lost composure at the plate, and that's how you get a record strikeout count.
So, Chris, at 16 and 15, it's not quite Flag Day yet, which is our designated day, to kind of look and see what everybody is in Major League Baseball. But how concerned are you with this team, or what are your biggest concerns with this team?
You know, I just wrote about it on our CBSChicago.com. There's some actual concerns, and it goes beyond the record, which is kind of, kind of altered. You can look into some of these games that, for example, the Friday game where you're a pitch away from winning and then Brett Gardner takes one deep, or one of those games in the first week of the year where the wind was blowing in and it blew in 2 homers that would have won the game for the Cubs. So my issue with the Cubs right now is the fact that the starting pitching, of course, the first inning thing has been well documented. It's an 11.32 ERA in the first inning now, which is just atrocious, really. But at the same time, Joe Maddon believes that's cyclical. He thinks it's one of those things that's going to die down after a while. My concern is the fact that this defense has been in the middle of the pack a year away from being the best in the field. The best in baseball by far last year. When you look at defensive win shares and some of the metrics like that, they're ranked 14th right now in defensive win shares at 2.5, and they're just not even close to the defensive team they used to be. So that's concerning to me. The on-base percentage is a little troubling. It's down compared to where it usually is. It's collectively in the, I believe, 321 entering today. They're a team that should be able to get on base a lot more than that. I think the bats will snap out of it, but the biggest concern, in my opinion, is the fact that you have 3 starting pitchers, and Jake Arrieta, John Lackey, and Kyle Hendricks, who are having issues with command and with velocity. And those are things where you kind of have to look into the arm and how the arms are feeling. Arrieta has been trying to work around it by using 5 pitches instead of just kind of that slider and that sinker. Hendricks, on the other hand, is a guy who can't afford to be in the mid-80s because he needs that fastball changeup differential, and he hasn't had that throughout much of the year. He's been better the last 2 starts out now, so maybe he has things figured out, but there's Lackey, who's in his late 30s and somebody who, in the final year of his Cubs contract, you have 3 starters who are pretty dang good last year that have been problematic so far. So I guess kind of look at the issues of the starting pitching, and specifically with those 3. Arrieta's ERA is in the mid-5s right now. Lackey's is over 5. They got some major issues to work through, and that's not even to mention the 5th starter thing, which is not existent right now. So you can look deeper into the metrics, some of the other things, and there's some actual reasons for concern.
Chris Emma, 670thescore.com, joining us. You can follow him on Twitter as well. But Chris, how do you think they're going to address that 5th rotation spot for now? And then more long-term, how do you think they address that rotation?
I think Mike Montgomery's that guy for the long-term, but given that everybody's been used the past couple days, especially when you play 18 innings, Montgomery needs a little bit of rest, so they might go to Eddie Butler, the guy they traded from the Rockies, the team they play tonight, actually. So you can see Eddie Butler in the next few games. He's been playing well so far in AAA Iowa. But ultimately, I think that Mike Montgomery is going to be that guy. And they acquired him last year, trading Daniel Vogelbach, their slugging former second-round pick of a few years ago during the Henry era. There's just no place for Vogelbach, and Montgomery was somebody they really believe in as a good bullpen arm. He can stretch it out for a couple innings, and he's also tough on lefties. But he's got potential to be a good starter, too. So if this Brett Anderson thing is done, and it seems to be the case, then I think you got to look to Montgomery and start plugging him in, see what you got. So you might get a spot start from Eddie Butler right now, and that will set the stage for Mike Montgomery over time.
What would then be the next step in your mind, Chris? In other words, and I'm talking the next step out of the organization with regards to bringing somebody in, when do the Cubs maybe press that issue a little bit, or are they patient enough to wait maybe to the trading deadline?
Yeah, I think they're going to hope that the Montgomery thing works out and that the other 4 stay intact. And, I mentioned, John Lester's been very good so far this year. Like I said, Hendricks has settled in, so maybe it was just one of those things where his arm was a little worse. I asked him about it a few weeks ago. He said that his arm was kind of needed a little bit of rest. The Arrieta and Lackey thing are very concerning to me. And you hope that those 2 can find their form and can settle in. I think you're just worried about that fifth starter, but right now the Cubs have to be thinking about having that option if one of those guys goes down or needs a little bit of a rest, and also the idea of just studying that fifth starter period. So I think you have to be looking at both Montgomery and Butler as options. Maybe you go to a 6-man rotation and give your arms a little bit of rest, a little bit of leeway. It's going to be really interesting to follow, and of course, the oddity right now is that they can't really figure any of it out right at this moment because their bullpen is so taxed right now.
Right.
They need any arm they can have.
Are you worried at all about Schwarber? I mean, he's got a 321 on base percentage, which is pretty good, but he's hitting 198, striking out at a ridiculously high rate. just, we kind of have these expectations of Kyle Schwarber based on some really small sample sizes, especially in the playoffs. What do you make of his start to the season?
That's the thing with him. This is a guy, you mentioned the sample size, and that's exactly right. He overcame, this incredible rehab and this process, even in just a short window to get to the World Series last year, and working through Arizona Fall League, and he took thousands of swings in Arizona just to get himself ready to reach the World Series and to be a part of that. He still has never played a full season and actually settled in. I mean, he got called upon in 2015 and was hitting the snot out of the ball so much that they just couldn't afford to send him down. So he earned his way there. You're seeing a guy who's essentially in a rookie season of sorts because he has to make all those kind of adjustments that a young player does to the big league level. I think you're seeing the growing pains right now with the plate as he kind of gets settled into an actual routine as opposed to just kind of running on the adrenaline that he had in the World Series. So you're seeing him work through the issues. I like the idea of the Kyle Schwarber that we know in the leadoff hole, but maybe in this case you might want to put him down toward that fifth spot or so. Just let him kind of get settled in. Maybe it's one of those little mental things that he needs kind of a little bit of a break from the spotlight. Maybe he just needs to get settled into this kind of thing. And, this is where Joe Madden is better than most managers, is he knows really the mental side of the game, and he knows how to work with his players. So they have to figure out what Schwarber needs to do to kind of get settled into the big league level and kind of treat this like a rookie year. And maybe that lineup changes what he needs. Maybe it's just a few more swings in BP or something along those lines. It could be a mechanical thing. Excuse me, guys, but see the way that he's still been hitting the baseball when he hits it hard.
Yeah.
So that's kind of look at everything. You mentioned the on-base percentages there. It can only continue to rise, and he's somebody who should be able to hit, even if he hits mid-250s, he should be able to get on base at higher than a 350 clip.
Chris Simmons, 670thescore.com. Chris, count me as a guy that I don't like this experiment. I don't even know if it's an experiment. I think Joe Madden just thinks that Schwarber's a guy that can lead off, and I don't see that, and I don't think that it puts him in the right spot, and I could be wrong. So I guess is that conversation for you guys up in Chicago with regards to why is this continuing? And I know you kind of alluded to that. Maybe at this point you'd want to switch it. If you did, who else would be the obvious guy in that leadoff spot?
That's the thing. There's no clear-cut leadoff guy. I mean, I guess my preference of anybody else would be somebody like Ben Dobers, who he gives you such a quality professional at bat, and he's able to draw his walks and get on base at a good clip, and he'll hit when he's at his best, kind of near that 300 range. I've been in favor of the Schwarber thing, and that was something I was kind of advocating for when Dexter Fowler joined the Cardinals. Because you look at his career, I mean, 2015 he had a 355 on base percentage, and he managed to get on base all throughout that World Series last year.
Yep.
So he has that ability to work accounts and to get deep into make things difficult on a pitcher before Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo. I love the idea of that daunting 1-2-3. It's a tenacious start to a game. But if it's just not working, maybe there's some kind of mental block for Schwarber where he needs, maybe he just needs that drop in the lineup. Maybe he needs something to kind of take a step back a little bit. The way Kyle Schwarber's at his best, I think he's perfect for this leadoff spot because he's going to be able to get on base and set the stage for Bryant and Rizzo.
If Rick Hahn were honest with you, would he be happy about being 15-15 right now?
Probably not. He was asked back in January about the possibility of, what if you guys are contending while you're rebuilding? And he made it clear we're not trying to do that. I mean, it's one of those things where his phrase was, you can't serve two masters. And here they are kind of in the hunt. The AL Central has been bad so far. The Indians haven't been the Indians that we saw of last year, and the team I saw winning some 95 games or so this year. So the White Sox are not playing all that great a ball, but they're finding a way to get some wins. Certainly didn't this past weekend in Baltimore. But the positive from the White Sox side is the fact that you're seeing Avisail Garcia and Matt Davison, among others, that are playing pretty well. Luis Garcia has been decent as well. You've got some good pitching from a veteran like Derek Collins. So you're looking at some of these pieces, some of these young guys that maybe could be a part of the future if things actually click and can sustain long term. I think Rick Hahn's best home right now is that this team does fall back a little bit in the standings while playing okay ball. You can kind of look at this year as a catalyst for, a new culture and that kind of thing. And then you're able to trade somebody like Derek Holland away at the trade deadline, David Robertson as well. And you're able to really kind of get full-fledged with this rebuilding process. Of course, Jose Quintana as well. And he needs to kind of find his flow a little bit this season. So I think Rick Hahn's preference would be that they're high competitors. So you don't want to be in the middle of the hunt. You want to be able to sell your parts kind of cleanly, but you also don't want to be losing 105 games.
Right. Good call. Chris Emma, 6'7" to the score. Great knowledge, as always, covering the Chicago Cubs. Also giving us some info on those Chicago White Sox. Chris, always appreciate your time, my friend. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Good stuff. Chris Emma. Derek Holland, that's a great point. That, as well as he's throwing right now, come the trade deadline, if you needed a lefty, especially in your rotation, you could go out and get a Derek Holland, and that's where the White Sox would love that.
It's the whole Scott Feldman thing.
It is, totally.
I mean, the Cubs did this well. It's sign and flip, and right now he's worth something. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a guy that's kind of this post-hype sleeper like Jake Arrieta was, who came up as a top prospect, needs to fix something.
And then figures it out.
And then you have the pitching coach who can do it, and Don Cooper. Or you just, an Avisail Garcia kind of player.
Exactly.
It obviously hasn't worked out the way the White Sox wanted to, but somebody's going to need a quality back-end starter.
Yes.
And they'll give up a prospect for him. It's not going to be a top prospect, but it could be somebody who helps you on the Major League Club. They also have, David Robertson is having a great season. He blew a save over the weekend, but he's having a very good season. Nate Jones, when healthy, is very, very good. Those are two really good pieces. And James Shields, before he got hurt, was doing pretty well, but he's been hurt for a while. So their bullpen's been fantastic, but they are going to come back down to earth here.
I totally agree. I think
there's just not enough talent, and there's been everything that could go right in April basically went right for this team.
Yeah.
I don't expect Avisail Garcia to keep this up.
Without a doubt. It was interesting, too, to talk about Schwarber in that leadoff spot. I count me as a guy that I know it's a damaging thing with regards to you're putting out there a guy like him and Bryant and Rizzo back to back to back. That is incredible. Yeah. I mean, that is incredible to know you've got to face that. But
a lot of the sabermetric community, why they do this is to get those guys over a season more at-bats.
More at-bats.
Every spot you go up, it's like 30 more at-bats during a season. So I'd rather have Schwarber get 30 at-bats than some slap hitter.
Right, than Russell or somebody like that, who's not really, Russell's not a slap hitter. But
Jason Hayward.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I would much rather, even though he's not a slap hitter. They don't have one.
Yes.
Right? They don't have the traditional leadoff guy, but I'd rather have Schwarber get that. But I agree with you. At some point, they got to feel comfortable. But I think he's just going through growing pains.
Sure.
The natural growing pains of a team figuring him out a little bit. And now he's got to make the adjustments. But there's a lot of guys on that roster who can get on base at a high level, and Zobrist is one of them. Not your traditional leadoff man.
No.
But he would make a little bit of sense.
And I say kudos to a guy like Madden, who at his age, who is older than me, and is probably more old school than I am. Kudos that he can look at these and understand the sabermetrics of this thing to say that this is what's going to happen, because it would drive me mad if I was the manager and I knew that Schwarber can hit 30 home runs and drive in a ton of runs and I'm leading him off. It would drive me nuts.
It doesn't matter until after the first inning. It doesn't matter.
Well, it does if you got the 8th and 9th hitter in front of you and not getting on base for Schwarber. That does matter.
What they usually do is have Russell batting 9th.
Right.
Or somebody like that batting 9th.
So he toys around with the lineup. Yeah. And that's where I give him credit, because for Madden to do that, I mean, for an older man, I don't think he's old. I mean, but
he's not young.
No, he's not young. That's a good point. He wears his old well.
I mean, Francona's bought into it too.
Yeah,
but there's also a feel to it.
Sure.
And I agree with you on at some point, like if it's not working for him there,
then figure it out.
Then you change it. But the better example might be you don't want El Mora.
No, exactly. No, and I know what you're saying there.
Getting 30 more at bats in a season than Schwarber.
I remember you and I are having this little argument about Pujols when he always batted third, and you're like, I don't know why they don't bat him second, because he would get more at bats, and to me then, as the traditionalist, I'm like, well, no, you hit your best hitter third.
I don't mind him batting third.
Well, no, you're right.
But
I don't think that was the argument.
If you have some more guys, like I'd rather have him bat third than fourth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I want that guy to get as many at bats as possible.
You're definitely getting him every first inning, and then getting an extra bat.
If you're batting the pitcher 9th, and then you have Schwarber,
then it doesn't make much sense.
I agree with you. It's hurting him, and I think that's more hurting you. That's like when Soriano, for the longest time, hitting 40 home runs with 70 RBI. That's because the pitcher was batting in front of him, and there was nobody on base.
That's a good point. Hashtag Cubs problems.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be fun.
You're interesting this year, Cubs. We like that. We'll talk about you. Last year, we didn't talk about you because you were winning
until
by
October.
500 games.
You weren't interesting until October because you were just running away with it.
Blow out everybody.
I think, God, Quintana makes so much sense.
It does. It totally
for
does.
Both sides of it.
It really does. All right. We've got some other topics to hit today. The Illinois baseball team's kind of getting hot at the right time and hopefully can sneak into a Big Ten tournament. Illinois softball kind of the opposite for Tyra Perry's squad as they get ready for the Big Ten tournament as well. Tori McCoy found a landing spot. So we got a lot to talk about today. We're here until about 5:13. Cardinals and Marlins. That pregame starts at 5:15. You'll hear that, the pregame and the postgame, plus the game, of course, right here on ESPN 93.5. If you'd like to weigh in, 359-2255. It is the Tay and J Show.
An ESPN Radio Mike and Mike Extra Point.
My old friend Steve Rosenblum in the Chicago Sun-Times wrote a column about it, and he gave me credit. We were sitting in a bar after a playoff game in one of the Bulls' runs. I said to him, I feel like we are watching the greatest player ever right now playing at his absolute best.
Yeah.
And that's what we were seeing. I'm not going to say that about this, but I feel like if you wanted to make that argument, you could. I think LeBron James right this minute, and you want to talk about the competition, I'm totally with you. He's playing against mediocre competition, but he's toying with it. Right now, he's playing as well as I've ever seen him.
He is, and he's 32. I mean, 14 years into this thing. Let's be honest, past his prime. But, you know, there's the personal pride. There's what you want to accomplish. There's him not against Indiana, not against Toronto, not against Boston or Washington. It's him against ghosts.
Hear more from Mike and Mike tomorrow morning on ESPN Radio.
It's the thrill of the grill event, now at the Home Depot, where the Kingsford Lone Star Charcoal Grill is a special buy at just $99. You'll save $50. Its durable cast iron grates and extra large surface can handle up to 24 burgers at a time, making you the undisputed grillmeister on the block. Get a fresh take on spring with the Kingsford Lone Star Charcoal Grill. Just $99 only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Now through May 31st while supplies last. Selection varies by store.
Howdy, Mom folks. KFC's Colonel Sanders here. I know you don't want to do mom stuff on Mother's Day, so have Dad pick up a delicious KFC $20 fill-up. The family gets 8 pieces of delicious, freshly prepared chicken, 2 large mashed potatoes and gravy, 1 large coleslaw, and 4 biscuits. It's your day, so tell your family they can figure it out themselves for once in their lives. And then I'll figure it out for them, so they've kind of learned nothing. Oh well, at least you won't have to cook. KFC, it's finger-licking good. For a limited time at participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax extra.
Exciting indoor football is back Saturday, May 20th with the Bloomington Edge indoor football team at the Coliseum in Bloomington. Saturday, May 20th, head to Bloomington to see the Bloomington Edge take on Liberty at 1:05 p.m. Buy your tickets now at bloomingtonedge.net. May 20th is Education Day, and the Bloomington Edge will attempt to set a state record for the biggest game of musical chairs at halftime with kids 12 and under. They'll also be honoring distinguished officers from the Department of Corrections and saluting athletes from Special Olympics of Illinois. Don't miss this game. Buy your tickets at bloomingtonedge.net or call 484-840-EDGE.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
You buy Community Credit Union for campus and community.
Bring into double points now through the end of May with the Illini Visa Rewards Card and the U of I Community Credit Union. Double points are waiting for you. Now through the end of May, use your Illini Visa Rewards Card on purchases for lawn and garden, sporting goods, nurseries, and home improvement stores and score double points. Plus, you can earn an extra 1,000 bonus points when you use your Illini Visa for 20 or more transactions each month. Use those points to purchase once-in-a-lifetime trips and experiences. Not a member yet? Visit IlliniCard.org today.
Life is full of twists and turns. You can't see the unknown, but you can certainly prepare for it. Pekin Life Insurance Company offers a variety of term and whole life insurance policies that are designed to meet the needs of individuals and their families. Options include transitional life, universal life, preferred whole life, family term life, and many others. Visit PekinInsurance.com or ask your local Pekin Insurance agent about an affordable, beyond the expected life insurance policy that's right for you.
Coach Mike Ditka is not just talking sports. What will he say next? Hear him here Monday and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 8 with Brother Johnny and me, Stevie J, on ESPN Radio 93.5.
4:30, I'm Jeremy Warner with your Sports Center update. One Big Ten basketball team got stronger and one got weaker. Michigan State center Ben Carter received a 6th year of eligibility. The 6'10" center is a grad transfer, averaged 9 points, 6 rebounds for UNLV 2 years ago. Indiana guard James Blackman Jr. made it official. He is leaving the Hoosiers. He signed with an agent and will enter the NBA draft.
Wow.
Mark Skenesny hit a walk-off 2-run home run to lead Illinois baseball to an 8-6 win and a series win over Maryland after taking 2 of 3 from the Terps. Illini are 1 game out of 8th place in the Big Ten. Top 8 teams advance to the Big Ten tournament. Illinois softball lost 2 of 3 to Ohio State. They now have lost in 6 of 7. Heading into this week's Big Ten tournament in Ann Arbor, they will be the 4th seed in that. Baseball, Yankees and Cubs set a major league record with a combined 48 strikeouts in last night's 18-inning marathon. Also the longest interleague and Sunday night baseball game ever for the Cubs. They got swept by the Yankees. 5-4 win last night for the Bronx Bombers. That drops the Cubs to 3rd place in the NL Central behind the Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals. Cubs had an early flight to Colorado for tonight's series start against the Rockies. Jake Arrieta takes on Antonio Senzatella for a 7:40 first pitch. You can hear it on our sister station, US 105.9. After sweeping the Braves, Cardinals headed further south, start a 3-game series against the Marlins. Carlos Martinez takes on Adam Conley for a 6:10 first pitch. You can hear it here, loud and clear, on ESPN Radio 93.5. Pregame starts at 5:15. After getting swept in Baltimore, White Sox off tonight before hosting the Twins. NBA tonight, Warriors go for the sweep of the Jazz. In the NHL, the Penguins look to close out the Capitals for Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Semis.
Busey celebrated National Volunteer Month in a big way, volunteering more than 2,000 hours in April alone to help build a better future for our community. Busey Associates donated their time to various organizations in Champaign County during their annual Community Promise Month, assisting with the annual Festival of Quilts for Cunningham Children's Home, visiting with the homeless who utilize the Phoenix Daytime Drop-In Center, and helping to package 180,000 meals at Community and Campus Day of Service. Busey made it easy to give back through social media initiatives, Hometown Heroes, and Promise a Plate. With one click, followers donated as many as 33 meals. In total, nearly 40,000 meals were donated, 4 times the amount donated last year. Well done, everybody, to food banks, including Eastern Illinois Food Bank. Partner for purpose and progress and help strengthen our community. That's what Busey does. Connect with Busey today. Visit Busey.com and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that Pinterest. They're not on that, though, I don't think.
Here's your... Yes.
Pinterest.
He's on Tay. I'm Jeremy Warner. It's the Tay and J Show. Talked about a lot so far today, including the Cardinals being ahead of the Cubs in the standings. How much do you Cardinals fans gloat?
None. Nothing at all.
None of your Cardinals fans today.
Well, the Cardinals fans. I thought you meant me in general. Oh, yeah, I've got a buddy that already sent out a link to, we've got a little group of us. There's 2 Cubs fans, 2 Cardinal fans, and a Brewers fan. And the first thing I get this morning are the standings of the Cardinals ahead of the Cubs. I don't buy into that stuff.
You got to enjoy it while you can enjoy it.
You do.
That's what makes it fun, right?
I just never jump into that stuff. I really don't. And one of the guys who's a Brewers fan, bless his heart, back when the Cardinals won the World Series, I believe it was 11 or 6. It may have been 6. Actually, it was 6. He was gloating all year about how good the Brewers were. He had the countdown on, like, hey, magic number's 10. And, of course, that was Niger Morgan and those guys, right? So
that was 11.
That was 11 then. So the Cardinals battle back, of course, and they end up winning the World Series. And later in November, I ran into this guy, at one of our Pekin trips. He walks in the door. He comes up to me, gives me a big hug, and he's like, I'll never gloat to you again. And the whole time for like 3 days, I never said a word about the Cardinals. And finally, he just gets mad at me one day at the pool. He's like, would you just say it? Just rub it in that you won the World Series. I'm like, what? I said, well, we expected to win it. It's not a big deal to us. Oh, that just fired him up. So, yeah, why not? Have some fun with it.
He's rooting for Marcus Thames right now. He's having a heck of a start, 12 home runs after coming over from Korea.
That's a cool story. And a guy that's
Eric
playing
Thames.
Eric, I'm sorry, Eric.
I said Marcus.
Guy that's playing some pretty good defense too for the Brewers. So he's having an all-around good start to this season.
Yeah, they'll be good in a couple years.
Sure.
But they'll probably trade Ryan Braun at some point, I would imagine, because he's still really good at baseball.
Oh, man, is he good. Somebody would land a really good player there.
There's some topics we haven't hit on quite yet. So
John, next question. He's here. How about that? John, thank you for joining us. Time for next question.
All right, well, I'm going to ask it again. I know you answered it a little bit earlier.
Okay.
But for those who didn't hear us, who you got in the Stanley Cup Finals and who you got winning?
Okay. I have Nashville overtaking either Edmonton or Anaheim. I believe in this Predators team. I think they are a really solid team. Pekka Rinne's playing as well as any goalie in hockey, and that defense is doing a great job. Plus, it's the threat of their breakaways that really force teams not to put too much pressure on you offensively. I'm not taking anything away from Pekka Rinne, but a guy that held Chicago to 3 goals, are you kidding me? Yeah. And then, of course, he shut down the Blues as well. I've got Nashville out of the West, and I've got Pittsburgh out of the East. Although, this Capitals-Penguins series, man, Harry and I keep looking at each other laughing.
I haven't watched the Capitals game yet.
Well,
but I'm going to go narrative on you.
Okay.
They come back, beat the Penguins. They finally win one this year.
Boom. Look at that. All right, I'll go Penguins. You've got Caps. I love
Next
it.
question.
Do not put money on the Capitals.
No,
I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, well, the Cavs swept the Raptors after sweeping the Pacers. Golden State can finish off a sweep of the Jazz after they swept the Trailblazers. So over-under combined losses of these two teams before they reach the NBA Finals. So basically, does Golden State lose more than a game, or in this Cleveland lose more than a game? So combined losses of these two teams before they reach the finals. They still got the conference finals to play, and Golden State has one more win to beat the Jazz.
I'm going over because of the West. I think whoever emerges between San Antonio or Houston, and I think it'll be Houston, I think that they win 2 games in the series against Golden State. I think Golden State wins that series 4-2. And I think Cleveland, they'll drop 1, won't they?
I think if they play Boston, they'll lose
They'll
one.
lose 1.
The Wizards are more talented than Boston.
Okay. How about this? Golden State will lose 1, Cleveland will lose 1. So I'm going over.
I'm going under.
Are you really?
I mean, Houston's nice and fun.
Yes.
San Antonio. I think Golden State's just that good.
They're just
and
that good.
Cleveland's just so much better than every other team in the East. And LeBron is, his last 3 years. I mean, ever since he put a Cleveland uniform on.
What did he do?
And I know he was great in Miami.
Well, yeah.
But like what he's doing in Cleveland is ridiculous.
What did he have the other day? Like 39 and like 10 rebounds and 8 assists. I was going to say, just kind of another boring day. I
heard Mike and Mike talking about, is this the best you've ever seen him play? And I go, well, we saw last year,
Well,
right?
I was going to say, when he carried you to the finals.
Well, 2 years ago when he almost beat the Warriors by himself.
Right.
That was like the greatest
Yes.
I've ever seen one player play.
Yeah, I shouldn't say carry. Kyrie was, I mean, that Cleveland team was good. But 2 years ago, right. Yeah. That's when they had Dellavedova as their number 2. As their second best player, and he basically carried almost to a title. So I've got one for you about the NBA. Should we, I mean, does it bother you that the basketball hasn't been that good so far? Even that San Antonio Houston game. Yeah. Even Houston San Antonio last night was sloppy.
Been a lot of blowouts.
Yeah. I mean, does that bother you or no?
No.
Okay. Because it's all coming down to one.
This Cavs Warriors thing is phenomenal.
That's the eye on the prize at the end of the tunnel.
And if you're worried about is this good for the NBA? Look at the ratings.
I was going to say they're unbelievable.
And everybody wants Cavs Warriors, right? Yep. So why are we disappointed that they're both blowing teams out on the way there? I mean, this is what we wanted. Does it make the regular season kind of like, what is this point? Well, maybe, but people are still watching.
I know.
Because it's such a good product with so many intriguing people.
Give me some
so
drama.
Many stars. But once you get to that NBA Finals, I mean, I don't think we complained much last year about the playoffs after we had one of the best NBA Finals ever.
Well, if you're wanting competitive, then watch the Spurs and Rockets. That's a competitive series.
Celtics-Wizards.
Sure.
That's a competitive series.
Good
but
call.
if you want to watch greatness like I want to watch,
Yeah, you're going to see it.
The Cavs-Warriors, and this will be 3 years in a row.
Wow.
Those teams meet, and then you add Kevin Durant to the mix this year.
Oh, that's going to be juicy.
This is like Lakers-Celtics.
It really is.
Right now.
It really is, and I can't wait for the Durant story to play out. That'll be fun.
Next question.
All right, Jeremy, the White Sox got swept by the Orioles over the weekend. After we anointed the Orioles hat, really one of the favorites in Central Illinois, they go out and do that to your team. Are they regressing to the mean now that they're 500?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, this pitching is not going to keep up. I mean, their bullpen's been great, and I think they are a very good bullpen. But they've gotten some of the numbers show they've been a little lucky.
Yes.
And then the starting rotation, is Derek Holland going to stay this good? I doubt it. You trot out Dylan Covey every day because you want to lose games. You trot out Cody Ashe every day because you want to lose games. Right? I mean, they want to lose.
Yes.
And there might be some people in that organization like, hey, this is fun. Where Avi Garcia could be a player. They want to lose.
They want to lose, and they're ticked off at Derek Holland every fifth day.
No, they're happy about that. They're happy Avi Garcia is playing well. They're happy some of these veterans are playing well because then they can flip them into something. But I think most White Sox fans understand this is not going to keep up.
No.
And that the plan is to trade all these pieces, lose games in the second half.
Yep.
And then next year could even be a worse year.
Wow.
Because you're going to have more young talent,
right.
but it'll be more exciting.
Because you'll start seeing some of these kids.
Moncada will be up within the next couple months. And
that's going to be fun.
That'll be tasty.
See, that'll even make me really want to watch White Sox games.
Yeah.
Just because there'll be some kids coming up, and it's not the same old guys, basically. So that will be fun to watch going forward.
Next question.
All right, I don't even know what he did.
We don't.
Matt Harvey, what is going on with him? What's wrong with the Mets? What's wrong with him? He's suspended 3 games for conduct detrimental to the team. Is he pulling a Lante Bender for 3 days?
And then did you see the picture that there was a sex toy?
Oh.
In a picture the team sent out?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
There's a Met playing a prank on somebody?
Oh, no, I didn't.
But I guess that has nothing to do with Matt Harvey.
No.
But this is a guy that's got all the talent in the world,
Yes.
but it's starting to come out. And the Mets are leaking this. He doesn't work that hard. He doesn't work hard to get ready, doesn't work hard to get prepared. And yes, it takes a lot of talent to get to the major leagues. It also takes a lot of work and preparation to stay that good.
Sure it does.
He hasn't been good for 2 years.
Is he a change of scenery guy might help him?
I think he's a grow up.
Well, I think that's a better move.
And, I think the Mets finally did that today. I think they've given him a long leash. I don't know how they trotted Noah Syndergaard out there.
No, I know.
When they knew, hey, you got to go get an MRI, Syndergaard thinks he's invincible because he's young.
Yep.
And he goes, no, this is my body, I get it. If I'm the Mets, I'm like, no, you're not pitching.
You're not pitching. You're not going out there.
No, you're not pitching. You're our employee. And they let him go out there. I think that's more what even with the Cespedes.
Careless.
They're just letting their players kind of run the asylum a little bit. And it's like, no, you need a strong organization. And right now they don't seem to have that with these guys. And then finally, because, Harvey, it's a guy I don't think they think is going to be there long term.
Okay.
Now,
that's fair enough.
I don't think they're making an example out of him and probably hope it helps out. But
what a weird ending this thing is going to turn out to be for the Mets, who looked so promising the year that they beat the Cubs. They looked so promising to think with that staff how good this team could be if they add some pieces.
And then remember, they let Daniel Murphy go.
Oh, I know! Your best player.
Best hitters in baseball.
Your best player, that, especially because David Wright seems like he's never healthy.
Next question.
All right, St. Louis wide receiver Cameron Brown, committed to Nebraska over the weekend, and he did that over Illinois. I want your thoughts on that first, and secondly, which St. Louis prospects are most realistic now for the Illini to land?
I thought Cameron Brown, Illinois had a chance at. Nebraska had offered. He's gotten some other offers here recently, but that one hurt a little bit.
Okay.
But they still have a couple good chances for some guys in St. Louis, though. There are 3 defensive linemen who are really, really good.
Okay.
Michael Thompson is a top 50 prospect on our website, 6'4", 310-pound defensive tackle, who's actually kind of raw, but there's just physical ability. He's athletic. It's hard to find somebody better than that. Trevor Trout kind of reminds me of Akeem Spence.
Ooh, he's got a big butt?
Yes.
Okay.
You would really like him on. I think it's going to be tough for Illinois to land him. And then Ronnie Perkins, who's just an athletic defensive end. I mean, these guys all got huge SEC offers, can basically pick the school they want to go to. I think it's going to be hard for Illinois to win those, though there is a linebacker, Ayodele Adioe.
Yeah, and he's down to his final 5, right?
Yeah, well, he's got a top 10 out, but Illinois 10. Is definitely one of the top schools.
Sweet.
I mean, he's tweeting at Lovie Smith about his birthday. Illinois has been recruiting him harder than anybody.
Okay.
He does have some bigger offers.
Got it.
But I think that could be a splash for Illinois. Dallas Craddieth, who's a safety, a 3-star safety. I think Iowa, Illinois are 2 of the top schools for him. Also has a couple SEC offers. Missouri's in there as well.
Right.
But a kid I think they definitely can get is quarterback Caleb Ellaby.
Okay.
He's out of Pattonville. He's a little short at about 6 foot, 6'1", but he's solid at everything. He's good athlete, can move, has a solid arm. I've seen him in camp a couple times. He's got good film. Maybe doesn't have a bunch of top offers,
right,
but he reminds me a lot of a little bit shorter version of Riley O'Toole.
Interesting.
Which, if you're going to add a couple quarterbacks in this class,
Depth.
you got Karan Taylor, who's really good, but still needs some mechanical things. Ellaby's a little bit more refined than Karan Taylor, but maybe not as high of an upside. I like Ellaby.
Okay.
So I think it just depends on if Illinois really pushes for him.
I love that you said 6'1", which I am, and that's short. That kind of makes me feel bad. Also, if you just now started listening to the show and then you heard this statement about big butts, and you're like that, Lon. I can't imagine what you're thinking.
Big butts, and he can't.
Next question. Jay Cutler's joining the Fox booth as an analyst. How will he do?
I'm really intrigued by this.
This is going to be a train wreck.
You think so?
I think he's going to not a train wreck.
Fox isn't bad at this, though.
No, they're not. They know who to pinpoint.
I mean, I'm trying to think of all the Fox analysts.
Who's the dude? John Lynch, right? He was a Fox analyst.
They're not like CBS who hired Phil Simms.
No, you're right. You're right. Maybe Cutler will do fine. Every time I've seen him, and it's not like he's been bad, but he's just always got that same kind of disposition. I can't imagine he'd be that exciting.
I mean, they got Aikman, Charles Davis, David Deal. I think's okay.
Yeah. Good Illini guy.
Daryl Johnston's good.
Yes, he is. I agree.
Matt Millen.
No.
I guess that one's not.
No. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I think he's going to do well.
Okay.
Because I think this last year or two, especially the last year where there really wasn't a lot of pressure on him.
Exactly.
You got to see like a more normal side of him where he opened up a little bit more with the media. Plus, he's really, really smart.
Yes, he is smart. I agree.
He's really, really smart. He's a good-looking dude, great hair.
That matters.
I do like that they're putting him with Charles Davis this year, who, if there's a guy to learn from, I think Charles Davis is that kind of guy. They did this with Aikman, too.
Mm-hmm.
So they obviously feel really high on Jay Cutler, but they need to put some training wheels on him. I think he could be interesting, and the one thing I think he'll do, I think he'll be honest.
He'll criticize.
I agree. Which I think is something you have to do, and some people struggle with that.
Yes, they do.
Because they just want to be nice to everybody within the fraternity.
And I think Jay Cutler will do. Listen,
Jay Cutler doesn't give a crap.
No, he's been criticized his whole life, so I'm sure he's ready to take it out on somebody else, right? To say, hey, you know what? Well, it'll be interesting to see.
I'm intrigued. I don't know if he'll be good, but
right.
I'm intrigued by him.
It will be interesting to see as we go along. All right, 359-2255. Thank you, John Gross, for your help, as always, with next question. We're off early. If you want to get your call and or text in, do it now. 359-2255.
The NFL there's some over-unders for wins for the season.
Ooh.
Some of them are pretty interesting.
Okay, we'll do that next. I can't wait for the Lions. Don't ask me why. I'm anxious to hear this. Tay and J Show.
If you dream about owning a garden, a grill, or a garage, you're ready to own a home. Busey promises to provide the answers and support you need to find the best financing package for you. With free pre-qualifications, you can shop for your home knowing all of your options. Visit Busey.com or stop by one of our many convenient locations for solutions to your banking and wealth management needs. Busey, your dream, our promise. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
DP Dough is the original Calzone company, and they cater all types and sizes of events, from office orders to private parties to entire visiting football teams. Everyone will be sure to enjoy something different than the same old sandwiches or pizza. DP Dough also delivers to nearly all of Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy until late at night. So give them a call or order online when you're hungry and no one else is delivering. With over 1 million calzones served since opening in 2006, DP Dough is sure to satisfy and fill you up. DP Dough, the original Calzone company.
Allergies, pollen in the air, dogs in the house, mold in the basement. Whatever triggers your allergy symptoms, it can really hold you back.
Break through with Allegra 5-in-1 Relief. Allegra works fast, won't make you drowsy, provides 24-hour multi-symptom relief, and it's effective every day. Break through allergies with Allegra. Starts working in 1 hour. Use only as directed. Guaranteed or your money back. Visit Allegra.com.
The key to success? Keep it simple, especially when it comes to hiring. And nobody makes it easier than Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Manage your candidates from one dashboard. According to an independent study, 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. New users claim your $50 credit to post a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Mark your calendars now for May 11th and 12th for the Farmers City 74 at the Farmers City Raceway. Gates open each day at noon. May 11th, enjoy pro lates and streets and lates with $3,000 to win. May 12th, it's lates with $20,000 to win and modifieds with $5,000 to win. With almost 100 racers over 2 days. Thursday, general admission $25 for adults. Friday, general admission $35. Kids 12 and under get in for free. Don't miss the Farmers City 74 at the Farmers City Raceway, where we'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Going on 5 years, Rock's Place in St. Joseph has become the neighborhood sports bar and grill for a lot of folks in the area. Rock's Place is known for their delicious burgers, and they also have great daily food and drink specials. Plus, Rock's has plenty of TVs, so you can keep tabs on the Cubs and Cardinals all summer long. And while you're there, press your luck on one of Melody Music's video gaming machines. For delicious food, cold drinks, and good company, make it Rock's Place, 101 North Main Street in St. Joseph. Find them on Facebook, ROCHS in St. Joseph.
Check out the new BMW Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
The Home Depot has a new idea. Free carpet installation that means free carpet installation. Clearing out furniture? Free. Ripping out old carpet? No charge. Hauling it away? On the house. No hidden fees. Just free installation on carpet $699 or more. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid on carpet priced $1 or more per square foot. Unique specialty items and requirements may be priced separately. Not valid in all markets. See HomeDepot.com for details. Offer ends June 7th.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I just got to town and I need a presentation printed for a big meeting tomorrow.
Well, Staples has everything you need to print, scan, and fax.
Great. Oh, just got a text. The home office made changes to the presentation.
No problem. You can access your files from a USB, email, or the cloud.
And the meeting isn't tomorrow, now it's today.
Our machines are self-service, so there's no waiting.
And it's not here. Now it's in Ebensburg.
I hear it's lovely this time of year.
Print, scan, fax, and copy at Staples. Your office away from home.
The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air, they all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. That lush green lawnscape is a result of a reputation earned through consistent performance. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, weed reduction, disease, and insect control. Now the ease and trouble-free convenience of Spring Green's professional lawn care's full program is yours at savings of 20% for new customers. It's backed by their guarantee of satisfaction. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com at 217-359-2111. When you're heading home, Tay and J are on your way talking sports. Weekday afternoons 3 to 6 here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Hey, don't you be knocking my strength.
I'm not.
Putting up some major weights.
Somebody asked, more serious story, sorry,
Yeah,
not a transition.
No.
Somebody asked about Nick Bates, a former Tuscola player, and the News Gazette had an update that Nick Bates remains in intensive care at a St. Louis hospital but is stable. He's communicated with us. This is from his father. He's sleeping a lot. He's just going to have some healing time. He suffered a serious head injury during a junior college baseball game on Sunday. He said today to Matt Daniels in the News-Gazette, we are still in intensive care, but the only reason I think we're still here is they don't have a bed available for him yet on the floor. As for all the trauma, he's okay. The CAT scan he had this morning was good.
Okay.
Nick has no memory of the injury, but they've...
well, that's good.
They're very happy about the support they've gotten.
Nick was a heck of an athlete. His dad, Steve, of course, great athlete as well. And you certainly don't want to hear that news coming out of St. Louis area for him.
Also, James Blackman leaving Indiana.
Yeah, that shocked me.
So Indiana loses James Blackman and Thomas Bryant.
Who do they have back? I mean, this is
Johnson?
Yeah, Robert Johnson will be back. They've got their point guard back, who I can't think of his name all of a sudden. I tell you what, they're not going to be very good. Indiana could
Johnson,
really...
Newkirk,
yeah.
I mean, if Hartman comes back, Anobi's gone.
That is not going to be... I don't know what they brought in, what Archie Miller brought in, but this is going to be a long year, I think, for Indiana.
Clifton Moore, Justin Smith from Stevenson, and Al Durham. So two guys who are at the back end of the top 100. That team might not be very good.
No. Justin Smith might find himself playing a little bit more than he thought when he went down there. So that'll be interesting to watch him. He was a guy I was high on. Don't ask me why. I saw him play a couple of times, and I thought, I would like that kid in an Illinois uniform.
Good athlete,
exactly. And I think that's what it was. It was like the stark contrast to what I was watching here for the most part. And I'm like, he's more athletic. I don't want to say stark I feel like I'm ripping on the kids. I don't mean that. But I think he would bring some athleticism.
I think that's a fact that Illinois is not that athletic.
No, they're not. I just always feel like I'm
ripping somebody.
I know. I just feel bad when I say that. They'd be like,
you're here to be honest about Illinois basketball.
True. Like I can say my son's not athletic, and then I don't. I mean, that's just me. That's between he and I. But no, I always thought he'd do okay. Torrey McCoy heading to Marquette. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So I know I didn't feel like she would move into another Big Ten spot. I know some Illinois fans kind of hope she would land back with Illinois, but it sounds like she'll head to Marquette, see what happens there. She was Big Ten. Wasn't she on the all freshman team?
Yeah, she averaged about 10 points a game.
Okay, so she'll do some damage at Marquette.
All right. So the NFL released not the NFL, a Vegas sportsbook released the South
Point. Isn't the NFL buying 3% though of Fangraphs or something? I saw
Fangraphs
or not Fangraphs, but what's that new thing you bet?
The Daily Fantasy League
or something like that. I think they're buying into that, which is interesting.
The South Point Sportsbook released their over-unders for NFL. What do you think the Bears over-under is this year?
Oh, my goodness. 4?
5.
5? Okay.
I think I'd take the over.
I do too, actually.
I don't think they're going to be 4 wins. I think they could be 5.
I think you're right. I honestly think
because,
they can win 6
they're going to be
games.
Healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Their quarterback situation should be improved. Yes. I'm not even just talking about Trubisky. I just think Glennon over Hoyer and Matt Barkley is going to give them some more wins.
And if Kevin White's healthy, that would help.
What do you think the Packers are at?
Green Bay would be, I don't want to go that high. I'll go 10.
10.
Okay.
A lot of even numbers here. Usually it's about a half.
I like that.
The Minnesota Vikings, 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think your Lions are at?
I'll say they went 9-7 last year. Oh, boy, they've played well under the new coach. I'll say, I'll go 9 again.
8.
Is it 8? Really? Okay, they don't have any faith in the Lions. My Lions, that's funny.
There is no NFC South team with lower than 8.
Wow.
The Bucks at 8, Saints 8.5, Panthers 9, Falcons 10.
That's going to be a fun division.
How about your Cardinals?
Arizona, I would give them I'll go 7.
Close, 7.5.
7.5, okay.
7.5.
That's about right.
Seahawks, 10.5.
Ugh.
Who do you think are the 3 lowest teams?
The 3 worst teams?
Yeah, 3 lowest teams.
I'll say Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is a little bit. The Bears are number 3.
Oh, okay.
Lowest at 5. Jacksonville's 5.5. The Jets are also 5.5.
Oh, the Jets would be one. Yeah.
The Rams also 5.5.
Oh, yikes! That's some ugly stuff.
I mean, similar teams to what we just had in the draft.
Yeah.
No, I mean the 2 lowest.
What do you mean? I'm not catching what you're saying.
Like the 2 lowest teams last year.
Oh. So you got San Francisco.
Yes.
And
at 4.5.
And Cleveland.
My bad.
That's correct.
That's funny. Seriously,
What do you think
know
the
what
Patriots are at?
14.
11. Let's put money on the over. Can we put like $1,000 on the over?
11?
Oh, I'm putting $1,000 on the over.
I am too. I got $1,000.
Best bet ever.
Harry, you got $1,000? Oh, so he wants to know what the Steelers are.
10.5.
10.5?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, 10.5. Lindy's here. We're going to have some fun next hour with Lindy. All right. If you want to get your calls and your text in, scrap the calls. If you want to text, do it quick. 359-2255. It's the Tay and J Show.
Cowboys 9.5.
Yeah.
The party's on. The legendary voice of Motley Crue, Vince Neil. Performing all your favorite Motley Crue hits. Saturday night, May 20th at 8 at Effingham Performance Center. Vince Neil live. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, the UPC box office, or phone. Give it a kickstart with Vince Neil live.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call Matex Heating and Cooling to take advantage of Train's Weather Any Season sale. Weather Any Season sale. Choose between special financing for 6 years or special trade-in allowances on qualifying Train systems. Call 355-9700 or visit us online at mattexservice.com for more information. It's hard to stop a train. Any season, any weather. Matex Heating and Cooling, servicing East Central Illinois.
Subject to credit approval. Call for details.
Proverbs 31:10-12 states, "A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life." Honor your wife and your mother, not only on Mother's Day, but every day. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Florist.
The Blossom Basket Florist. The florist you pick.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pam Puso. Uncovering the truth about alleged Russian meddling in our election. One former official testifying about the warnings she gave the White House. Fox's Melanie Wilkes live in Washington.
Pam, former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates says she went to the White House weeks before the resignation of former National Security Advisor Mike Flynn. She says she was troubled that the vice president had unknowingly made false statements to defend Flynn over his Russia contacts, and that the Russians knew that Flynn was misleading his bosses.
That created a compromise situation, a situation where the National Security Advisor essentially could be blackmailed by the Russians.
Republican senators grilled Yates about leaks, demanding to know how Flynn's conversations ended up in the Washington Post. She said she didn't know. Pam?
Thanks, Melanie. President Trump wants his revised travel ban reinstated, and today a federal appeals court in Virginia heard arguments on whether or not it's constitutional. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has more live.
And Pam, appellate judges asked about then-candidate Trump's anti-Muslim statements. ACLU attorney Omar Jadwat says those statements prove this travel ban violates the Constitution.
You're talking about the evidence of what the president said?
That's a big part of it,
But
Your
the
Honor.
government says we can't consider that.
And I don't understand why.
Acting Solicitor General Jeffrey Wall for President Trump says religion plays no part in the revised travel order.
And I think there's different ways to read those statements, and respect for a coordinate branch and the presumption of regularity, I think, require reading them in a way that is not most hostile to the president.
Now, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals will consider a similar ruling from a judge out of Hawaii next week, Pam.
Thanks, Jessica. A congratulatory phone call from President Trump to French President-elect Emmanuel Macron, the two leaders agreeing to meet later this month on the sidelines of a NATO summit in Brussels. On Wall Street, the Dow up 5. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Mother's Day is this Sunday, and Pro Flowers is offering an amazing special. 100 stunning blooms for mom plus a free glass vase for $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Go to proflowers.com and enter the secret code 500. But hurry, this deal expires this Friday. 100 colorful blooms for mom for $19.99. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back, plus a free glass vase. The only way to get this amazing deal is to go to proflowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter the secret code 500.
3 days after two doctors, Richard Field and Lena Bolanos, were viciously killed in their luxury penthouse in Boston, authorities have a suspect but no motive.
Murder defies rational explanation.
Suffolk County DA Dan Conley.
There is no evidence whatsoever at this stage to conclude that this defendant had a personal relationship with Dr. Bolanos or Dr. Field.
The man accused, 30-year-old Bam Pumin Teixeira, was arraigned from his hospital bed, pleading not guilty to murder. During a shootout with police, he was injured. Life in prison, the sentence for a Kansas man who killed his 7-year-old son in 2015 and dumped the boy's remains in the family's pigsty. The boy's stepmother is also serving a life term, both pleading guilty to murder. Grounded in South Florida, air travelers who had hoped to fly out of Fort Lauderdale last night.
At least 9 flights operated by discount carrier Spirit Airlines didn't fly Sunday night, leaving long lines of angry people on the ground at the airport in Fort Lauderdale.
I'm about to snap. I just screamed at them. The whole place is screaming at them.
Some were told it was a pilot strike. Others were told there were simply a lack of available crews, and many would-be passengers took a free bus ride up to Palm Beach to try for open seats on other flights out, only to be kept at the gate.
It's ridiculous, and I'm not going to be on Spirit anymore.
In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
United Airlines has apologized to a passenger who was supposed to fly from Newark to Paris but wound up in San Francisco after a last-minute gate change. The woman, who only speaks French, had her ticket scanned at the wrong gate and then was seated on the wrong plane last month. United calls the experience unacceptable. Last month, the airline made headlines after a passenger was forcibly removed from an overbooked flight. Pam Puso, Fox News Radio.
Mosquitoes everywhere.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you comfortable all year long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, chance of rain, low of 51. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 80. Low of 52. Wednesday, chance of thunderstorms, high 73. A low of 54. Right now, sunny, clear, 67 degrees in Champaign-Urbana.
Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. We are off about 5:13. You'll hear Cardinals pregame. Cardinals at Marlins. Pedro on the hill tonight, huh? Well, little Pedro, I guess. Carlos Martinez pitching for the Cardinals against somebody I don't even know for the Marlins. So it's just time to keep winning.
Adam Conley, right?
That's it. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's not that great.
No. All right, Lonte, Jeremy Warner, and we have a special guest in studio, and that is Lindy Lushin. How are you, Lindy?
I'm good, fellas. How are you?
Good. We always love when you come by, and today we're going to talk a little mosquitoes.
Well, yeah, we were just talking about the weather, Wendy, and a little bit of rain. A little bit of rain. I think that attracts the mosquitoes, right?
It does tend to. You couple in the winter that we had where it didn't get very cold, so they didn't freeze off, and you add all this moisture that we've had here, and it sounds like we're going to continue to get, and the next thing you know, you're not sitting outside anymore.
When do we really know, like, when they're here? Because you don't feel them yet.
All of a sudden, they're there.
But this is probably their prime time.
They're getting started right now. I mean, a month ago, I was sitting in here. We were talking about the lawns, and Carp was talking about he got bit by a mosquito out on his back porch. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I sit outside with my neighbors all the time. I've seen them. So they're around, but it's with all this rain, they're going to start getting heavy.
So Prairie View Landscaping, what you guys will do is you'll just come into their yard and you will spray that yard. And I assume you have repeat customers after repeat customers with regards to this.
Yes. Yep. Everybody that we have signed up for the mosquito is actually, I've been getting emails the last 2 weeks. Hey, we want back on that.
Awesome.
And so we're getting ready to roll that out. For all new customers, we are on our 25-year anniversary. And we're going to extend over the lawn discount that we were doing, the 25% off if you prepay, 20% regular, just a discount just to give you.
Okay.
So if you email me at the mypvdiscount at gmail.com, I'm going to come out, take a look around, because this isn't just your yard. It's also based on your foliage and the different plants you have, because that's where they're hanging out at.
Got it.
During the day, they're not active. They're sitting up there, so it's what we have to spray to keep them away.
Interesting.
So obviously this mosquitoes, you're pushing that now, but I mean, this is still a time where you can get some planning in right now, right?
Yeah, you name it, we do it. If it's outside and you don't want to do it, give me a call and I'll tell you if I do want to or not to. But no, if it's outside, we do about anything and everything. There's not much we can't do. Your plantings, your mulchings, the mosquito, your lawn applications. You're ready for some new landscaping, give us a shout.
Absolutely.
We do all that. But, the thing about the mosquito spray, the question I get all the time is, how well does it work?
Right.
I can't stop mosquitoes from flying, so you can still see a couple here and there when we do it. But I'll tell you this. I have a customer that lives in the central of Monticello, downtown Monticello. And we've been treating their property since we started doing this. Him and his wife like to go on walks in the evening, 3 kids.
Yep.
And lately, the last 2 years, they haven't been doing those walks because every time they start to walk, they get a block down the road and start getting eaten up, and they're like, let's head back to the porch. So I can tell you it works. And not only that, if we come out and treat and we get a monsoon a week or 2 later and it's not working, we're going to come out as a service call and we're going to retreat because we know that, the water is what washes away. It works really well for 3 to 4 weeks. After that, we're back out to retreat.
Sure.
But if we come out and tomorrow we get 6 inches of rain, which we all know around here can happen.
And will happen.
Yeah, we can, we'll come out and look at doing a service call. So, it's no problem.
And they want to email mypvdiscount at gmail.com, and they'll just set that up with you, Lenny, to where you come out to their house. They probably need to be there, or it doesn't matter?
No, they don't need to be there.
Okay.
They're welcome to. I'd love to talk to them because if they have any other questions about landscaping or anything like that, they're welcome to pick my brain or anybody else I send out there.
Okay.
And Lindy, if they sign up by May 31st, you guys are giving away 2 free mosquito control applications out of 4.
Yes, that is true. It's a 4-step program, and what we're going to do is we're going to give away 2 free applications to anybody that gets a hold of me right now between now and the end of the month.
Okay, awesome. Buddy.
So that's email mypvdiscount at gmail.com. You get a free quote. Again, that's mypvdiscount at gmail.com.
Cardinals are rolling right now, Lindy.
They're playing pretty well.
We like to see that. We like to see that.
Do you know how many times I Googled what place the Cubs were in today? Every time I saw a Cubs fan.
Jeremy asked me if that's starting, and I'm like, of course it is. The playful banter, of course, has to start. Lindy, thanks so much, buddy. Prairie View Landscaping, we always appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do for us.
Good stuff. Lindy Lushin, get a hold of him, mypvdiscount at gmail.com.
Cardinals lineup is out. I'm sure Chris Raby will talk about that tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Colton Wong leading off, Randall Grichuk in right, Matt Carpenter first, Jed Jerko third, Yadi Molina catching, Diaz at shortstop, Pham in left, and Magnus Sierra.
Yes.
Your center fielder. He's fast.
He is fast. I was excited about seeing that. And, really, he was a key to that win yesterday. He got on, reached on an error, and then, of course, the 2-run homer was the big blow. But he kept the inning alive, and he's a kid that you look at him, he's so skinny, but he has a major arm. So he can throw the ball hard, obviously, and he's filling in for Fowler now in center. So it will be kind of fun. And, this is like you said with the White Sox here next year probably. It's fun to see these kids come up. You've heard about them for 1 or 2 or 3 years. It's like, let's get them up here. Let's see how good they are.
We're not going to have to wait that long because Yohan Moncada is killing baseballs.
Oh, he's a stud.
He's hitting like 360, 6 home runs. He's going to be up, but they're going to wait. I think the Super 2 is July. We'll see if they can wait that long, but his service time is mid-May. So you could see him up sooner than that, but I don't think the White Sox want to do it until July when that Super 2 deadline is. So I think they got time. They're not trying to win now. They're not even trying to appease the fans right now.
No.
They're just trying to make sure he is ready when he comes up because he could be a superstar.
And these kids know this, right? I mean, they understand what a contract is. They understand it's a big business. And they understand that, they're not going to have me up early to set that year into motion.
I don't think they care about that, but yeah, they should know about it.
Well, you'd hope they would. Yeah, their agent probably lets them know.
Thanks to our guest today, Chris Emma, 670thescore.com. If you missed any of the show, get the podcast at espncu.com or find us on iTunes. That's all powered by GTPS Insurance.
All right, Carlos Martinez on the hill. You hear the pregame, the game, and the postgame. You'll hear it all next. See you tomorrow. It is the Tay and J Show.
Group. I want you to rock out with me on Saturday, May 20th at the Effingham Performance Center to the legendary Vince Neil, the voice of Motley Crue. We're going to rock out to all your favorite Crue hits, and we'll get a limo down and back with Dwayne at Bishop Platinum Limousine. Go to espncu.com and sign up to win tickets today.
Hey, it's Stevie J. Have the roof your home deserves. For your next roofing project, why don't you go with Roof Doctors, a locally owned and family-operated business for over 25 years. They use superior materials. They're a certified shingle contractor, so they can offer a 50-year non-prorated full system warranty, and they won't loan your work out to subcontractors. Hey, Roof Doctors has worked on my home, and the results are fantastic. But don't just take it from me. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, Roof Doctors has plenty of satisfied customers. Get a free quote at roofdoctorsco.com.
When your car breaks down, you realize just how much you need it. And when it breaks down, Beaumont Alignment Plus steps up. For routine maintenance like brakes, oil changes, tune-ups, batteries, and tires, you can count on Beaumont Alignment Plus. Bigger issues including alignment, suspension work, starters, alternators, transmission requires specialists. So get to know Beaumont Alignment Plus for your vehicle repairs. With locations on Bloomington Road and Denison Drive in Champaign, you're never far from the help you need. It's good to know the quality service is still affordable at Beaumont Alignment Plus.
And welcome to the Amarin pregame show. Chris Raby with you on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network, live from Cardinals Nation Restaurant inside Ballpark Village. Cardinals coming off a sweep of the Atlanta Braves over the weekend, and tonight open a 3-game series in Miami against the Marlins. Coming up, we will relive what happened over the weekend, including some late-game heroics from a Cardinal that was called up last week. Cardinals winning in 14 innings over the Braves 6-4 to improve to 16-14, just a half game behind the Cincinnati Reds in the National League Central, half game in front of the Chicago Cubs. We'll go down to the farm, some accolades for some talented Cardinal hurlers. Check in with Will Leach for the Reporter's Notebook. Hear from manager Mike Matheny, John Rooney, and Rick Horton from Miami, and we'll get a visit with Mike Claiborne. All of that and more as we get ready for baseball. Cardinals, winners of 3 straight, trying to get to 3 games above 500 tonight. How did we get here? A sweep of Atlanta over the weekend. That brings us to our Central Bank of St. Louis replay.
I believe in my ability a whole lot. I feel like I can contribute in multiple ways. I'm going to be the hardest worker on this team. I'm not going to let anyone outwork me in there.
Tommy Pham hits the first pitch off of R.A. Dickey. Out of here over the right field wall. Tommy Pham has homered for the second time in this series. He jumped on the first delivery from R.A. Dickey here in the top of the third to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead. Boy, did that ball carry the other way.
Everybody was kind of coming back into the dugout, all tired. I came in there shouting like, look, guys, we don't get paid for overtime, so let's go. And, sure enough, the opportunity came to me.
Next delivery to Pham is hit hard and deep to left field. Just a long one. Get out of here. It's gone. Tommy Pham has homered for the third time in this series. This time it's in the 14th to give the Cardinals a 6-4 lead.
Love to watch these guys get their opportunities and make the most of it. And, after
having a little kick to him a little bit, not being able to make this club out of spring training and figuring it out and not hanging his head and getting ready. And obviously, he was ready.
Tommy Pham has been fantastic the last couple of years. 356 plate appearances since 2015, slugging .458. He has been great, and yesterday was great for the Cardinals. Another multi-home run game. The big one coming in the top of the 14th. As Pham sends the Cardinals to Miami, winners as they sweep the Atlanta Braves, now 16-14. Replay brought to you by Central Bank of St. Louis, your hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Follow Cardinals Baseball live at the MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with Game Day. Live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your number one app for live baseball. Not just Tommy Pham coming up to provide some reinforcements, but Magneuris Sierra back in the lineup tonight. We'll talk about the talented Cardinals young center fielder and a couple of farmhands receiving some accolades. That's next on the Ameren pregame show as we get ready for the Cardinals and Marlins tonight. Chris Raby with you on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
Hanson's Auto Repair in Urbana is a family-owned and operated full-service garage. For over 40 years, they've offered friendly atmosphere, quality work, and reasonable prices. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, or engine replacement, Hanson's Auto does it all. They're a locally owned dealer who cares, providing fast, comprehensive, and expert service. Family-owned, operated, and trusted since 1966. Hanson's Auto Repair, 1202 East Washington in Urbana. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Visit them online at hansonsautorepair.com.
Hello, this is Shane Colt from Country Arbors Nursery. Spring is finally here and Country Arbors is open and ready to supply you with all your home and garden needs. We grow hundreds of thousands of annuals and 600 varieties of perennials right here in Urbana. If you're looking for a large shade tree, then you'll want to come out and see our thousands of trees dug and ready to be planted. Country Arbors offers a planting service on all our trees. Buy 3 or more trees and we'll give you 20% discount on the tree and the planting. We guarantee all of our larger trees that we plant for 5 years. And don't forget, we deliver dozens of different mulches and stone. You can find out more information and directions at countryarbors.com.
Hey Cardinals fans, the San Francisco Giants are coming to St. Louis the weekend of May 19th, 20th, and 21st. That weekend is loaded with great giveaways. Friday night, it's the adult 1987 red mesh batting practice jersey. Saturday, the Purina Cardinals Pet Bowl. And Sunday, the adult rhinestone cap. That's May 19th, 20th, and 21st. The Cards and Giants. Tickets available at cardinals.com/promotions. There's only one Cardinals baseball.
It's hard to believe, but it's been 30 years since I was part of the National League champion St. Louis Cardinals of 1987. Hey fans, Ricky Horton here to celebrate that team on Friday, May 19th, when the Cardinals face the Giants. It's the 1987 red mesh batting practice jersey giveaway. 30,000 fans 16 and older can warm up like the pros with this 1987 BP jersey. It's an item you don't want to miss. Tickets are available at cardinals.com/promotions. There's only one Cardinals baseball.
Magneuris Sierra just lined a base hit over the shortstop into left field, and there's his first major league hit. That went just beyond the glove of Dansby Swanson. And that baseball goes to the Cardinal dugout for Maggie Sierra to have as a keepsake of his first big league hit.
Magneuris Sierra coming up from A-ball. He'll be back in the lineup tonight, playing center field for the Cardinals and hitting eighth. What a jolt that has been, as the Cardinals have some options. Injuries to Stephen Piscotty, Jose Martinez, and Dexter Fowler, who did pinch hit over the weekend, have left the Cardinals a bit shorthanded. But Tommy Pham coming up and playing fantastic ball, including the 2 home runs yesterday. Magneuris Sierra providing a steady defense, getting his first hit, also a threat on the base paths. Cardinals are in pretty good shape as far as the outfield is concerned. No Fowler in the lineup again today. Sierra and Pham are both back in there, along with Randall Grichuk. Full lineup coming up in just a bit, but a pretty impressive start to the career of Magneuris Sierra. I think you also have to appreciate defensively the fact that a couple of times the Braves chose not to run on him. He was out there, and he has a cannon of an arm, so obviously Atlanta knows the scouting report. A couple of good weeks and a good month for some of the Cardinals farmhands. Our Monsanto Farm Report updates us on what some young arms are doing. Jack Flaherty, what a month it was, named Texas League April Player of the Month. The right-hander posts a 4-0 record with a .5 .36 earned run average. What an incredible rotation it is down in Springfield. Dakota Hudson, 1-2 with a 3.41 ERA. Austin Gomber, 2-2 with the 3.48 ERA. Also Sandy Alcantara. There is a lot of firepower in Springfield. Luke Weaver had a pretty good week after coming back from the disabled list. Was named the PCL Pitcher of the Week. 13 innings, no runs, 7 hits, no walks, and 9 strikeouts for the right-hander. Again, now the Cardinals stacking up some accolades in the minor leagues. And listen to how it sounded in Springfield.
2 down and the base is empty. Flaherty fires, and it's blown by the swing of Dueñas. Jack Flaherty strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3, they go.
Here's the 0-2 to Dueñas. The pitch. He ties him up. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that ties a career high for Flaherty. 12 strikeouts in this ballgame.
Congratulations to Jack Flaherty and Luke Weaver. The Farm Report brought to you by Monsanto, a proud supporter of America's farmers. When we come back, Will Leach joins us for the Reporter's Notebook on the Ameren Pregame Show on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
You're at the ballpark every day, crouching down, catching heat, all but invisible. Your job lacks fame and glory, but offers plenty of distracting aches and pains. That's the life of a bullpen catcher. You can't afford to lose focus. Neither can your team. So be prepared with Ace braces, supports, and elastic bandages. And don't be distracted by pain. Ace brand products available at Walmart.
Grandpa, what's a sacrifice fly?
Well, it's when a batter hits a fly ball to drive in a run. He gives himself up.
He gives himself up for his friend?
Well, yes.
Grandpa?
Yeah?
I want to be a Cardinal when I grow up.
The minute your grandson became a Cardinals fan. Marriott St. Louis Grand. Best place to take in the boys of summer. Book this minute at MarriottStLouisGrand.com to get great deals on tickets and to be steps away from Busch Stadium. Let's play ball.
Mosquitoes can be a nuisance, and after a mild winter like we had, they're even worse. Let Prairie View Landscaping get rid of those pesky mosquitoes so you can enjoy the summer outdoors without bugs getting in the way. And since it's Prairie View Landscaping's 25th year in business, they're celebrating by offering up to 25% off their mosquito program. Email mypvdiscount@gmail.com for a free quote. mypvdiscount@gmail.com. And if you sign up by May 31st, you can win 2 free mosquito control applications out of 4. Prairie View Landscaping, mypvdiscount@gmail.com.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Hey guys, the carry-in lunch is next week. Sign-up sheets outside my door. Bring some goodies, okay?
Oh, hey, Bob, I was just going to bring some wings and poppers from Rosati's. Is that okay?
Sure, Jerry.
Hey, Bob, I was thinking calzones from Rosati's. Is that okay?
That'd be fine, Clara.
Hey, Bob, a scales up front. We're just going to bring some salads and pastas from Rosati's.
Is that okay? Sure, ladies, that'd be fine.
Hey, Bob, you might want to just go ahead and cater it.
Rosati's Pizza, more than just pizza, with catering available for big groups or small. See the full menu at myrosatis.com.
Vapors E-Cigs thinks it's time for you to take a permanent vacation from smoking. Take a permanent vacation away from cigarettes today. You'll smell better, you'll breathe better, and you'll feel better. Plus, you'll have more money than ever when you choose Vapors E-Cigs. Come in today and taste the difference with a premium electronic vape. You can get started for less than a carton of cigarettes. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Vapors E-Cigs today. Find them at Champaign across the street from Marketplace Mall at 2 West Main Street in Danville. And follow them on Facebook for great deal offers and giveaways.
Cardinals off a sweep in Atlanta. They are looking to get to 3 games above 500 tonight. Game 1 of a 3-game series in Miami against the Marlins. Chris Raby back on the Ameren pregame show. We are at Cardinals Nation Restaurant inside Ballpark Village, getting ready for Carlos Martinez and Adam Conley. Will Leach of Sports on Earth was in Atlanta over the weekend and joins us now for the Reporter's Notebook.
You know, it's funny. This is actually, if there's been one signature of the Cardinals really the last couple of years, it's really just what you just saw. There are times where you're like, wow, I can see what this team is supposed to be. I see how team is constructed. I see how this is supposed to work. and then you'll have games, and then they'll lose 3 in a row, and they'll lose with an error late or a base running mistake, and then you're completely in despair. I think there's been a lot of inconsistency. But, yeah, you can certainly see, particularly in this weekend, what the Cardinals can be. But it's also worth noting, with all the injuries, I was joking with my father. He has 2 jerseys of players currently on the team, Dexter Fowler and Steven Piscotty, who literally both got hurt the day before the first game. I'm just glad he wasn't wearing my jersey. I may have been hit by a bus or something, because certainly with all the injuries that they had, why did the Cardinals win this series, sweep this series? Sure, there was Tommy Pham was a big bat, and it's good to see him back in the lineup. But, this team rises and falls, as really all Cardinals teams have, with the rotation. And we saw solid starts all 3 games of the series. And even Waka, who fell a little bit late on Sunday, pitched very well on Sunday. And, I think that will make up for a lot of other issues, or I think more to the Cardinals' fate, it will allow them to work out some of the kinks that they need to work out. It'll give them a solid and a constant, the rotation that they keep having. Really, everybody but Wainwright at this point. He still thinks that he can work through something. When the rotation does that, it allows you to find it a little bit, and to have a guy like, you can get a guy like Pham Hahn, or you can try Sierra out in center field. It's funny. Sierra, you see how the bat needs a little bit of work, but you can also see how immediately he changes the game. Not just with a play in center field. There was a play in center field that he made the inning that Waka gave up the hit, that he made look so easy, but it was actually an incredibly difficult play. I think Fowler would have really struggled with that play, and Sierra is just so fast. He gets such good jumps that he got an inning that could have been a lot worse off to a good start. And then you see, I think there's no question that his incredible speed led to certainly a little bit of that error that you saw in the 14th inning that got him on base before Pham coming up. So, that's what I like about this team, and that's where you see the foundation and the structure of this team is. You're like, okay, they're going to have the base running issues. They got to get that worked out. They got to work on the defense. So I think particularly we saw some excellent outfield defense just because the infield needs a little bit of work. But if you've got that solid rotation every day, and that gives you such a thing to work around, that it lets guys like Pham step up, and it lets guys like Sierra step up, and it lets guys like Jerko be on the hot streak that he is right now. It gives you a lot of leeway that I think they really benefited this weekend, and I think it's several times this year.
Yeah, they've got the best ERA by starters in the National League, second best in all of Major League Baseball. Their starters have posted the best fielding independent pitching mark in all of baseball. They're second only to the Diamondbacks among starters in wins above replacement. So it isn't really a fluke to this point, and one would surmise that if you stay healthy and if the defense gets a little bit better, they can continue to pitch at this level, or maybe even benefit a little bit more from some better defense.
And it definitely does help, as you kind of touched on earlier. The Cubs are searching right now. I think that even with some of the games that they've won, they had a nice little win streak before the Yankees came in. The Yankees are ridiculously hot right now. But even some of their wins, they were getting very poor starting pitching. They had to kind of make these crazy kind of comebacks. And I think we saw that they had a ERA that was above 10 in the first inning. Like, they're struggling right now. I don't think there's any question about it. And I think that provides an opening. The Cubs are going to get it together at some point. At the very least, they'll be able to make some moves with their pitching that if they really continue to have trouble, they're going to be able to make those moves. That's the worry right now. If you can take advantage of these opportunities that you have, I think that series that the Cardinals have next weekend could be a big deal for them. It could really make that kind of dent, because the Cubs are really searching. If you can just kind of keep your head above water now, no offense to the Cincinnati Reds, good for them, and so on. And listen, there are times I've been very envious of the Cincinnati Reds bullpen this year. I think they're doing something kind of interesting and kind of new that's worked out very well for them. We'll see how it does long term. But I still feel like, with the Pirates losing Marte and their early struggles, and Milwaukee and the Reds are still kind of in the transition, if the Cardinals can just hang around the Cubs a little bit and keep getting it figured out, the Cubs, the Cardinals have a distinct, solid advantage in starting pitching right now, and that's a pretty good place to start.
That's Will Leach of Sports on Earth. Follow him on Twitter at William F. Leach, joining us for the Reporter's Notebook. Again, a good weekend for the Cardinals in Atlanta, and he was there watching them sweep the Braves, now 16-14, half game behind Cincinnati, half game in front of Chicago. They are second in the National League Central. Let's take a break. When we come back, manager Mike Matheny in Miami with John Rooney. That's next in the Ameren pregame show as we get ready for the Cardinals and Marlins tonight, the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
We, the entertainment-loving people, demand the best unlimited wireless plan ever from AT&T.
I thought I raised you better than to make demands like that.
You know what? We want even more than that. We want AT&T to give us unlimited entertainment.
What else do you want, a flying car?
Well, maybe HBO included in our plan.
How about a unicorn?
And we want to watch all our favorite shows without paying overages.
Good luck with that.
And we want all of this, plus we want to save $25 on our monthly DirecTV bill.
But you can save me $25?
Well, yeah.
I'm proud of you, son.
Only AT&T offers you unlimited data with HBO included and never pay overages. Visit your local AT&T store and get AT&T Unlimited Plus, our best wireless deal on unlimited data. Plus, save $25 per month on DirecTV. It's entertainment your way.
After 22 gigabytes of data usage, AT&T may slow speeds. Plan includes Stream Saver and videos will stream in standard definition unless you turn it off. $25 DirecTV savings requires AT&T Unlimited Plus. Credits start within 3 bills. Service prices subject to change. Other usage, speed, fees, charges, and restrictions apply. See att.com/unlimited for details.
It's time to get to Hoopston for your best deal on any Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford vehicle.
Discounts up to $4,500 on Cherokee.
$5,750 on Patriot.
And $2,750 on Chrysler Pacifica.
It's time to buy. It's also Ram commercial truck season. Up to $6,250 off quad and crew cabs. Ford's deals are just as hot. Explorers at $6,800 off. Up to $11,000 off the hottest truck in America, Ford F-150. You can't afford not to buy at these prices. Make the trip to the intersection of Routes 1 and 9 in Hoopston for your best deal.
It's all about the best beef, the best pork, and of course,
the sausages
at the U of I Meat Sales Room. If Coach Ditka lived in CU, I'm sure he'd buy his meat from the U of I Meat Sales Room. The beef is great, the pork is great, but
the sausages
are delicious. Smoked sausage, Italian sausage, Polish sausage, and even brats. It's all fresh, locally produced, and locally grown. Visit the U of I Meat Sales Room near the corner of Lincoln and Florida in Urbana.
Sausages.
When your computer's not working, you're not working. Hi, this is Dan from Simplified Computers. Whether your computer is running slow, you have a virus, or it's just time for an upgrade, Simplified Computers is here to help with personal service you won't find at the big box stores. We can set up your wireless network, build, install, and maintain your business's server, or replace your hard drive. For over 18 years, we have served the Champaign-Urbana community with integrity and quality customer service. Call us at 352-5000. Simplified Computers, simply the best.
Bunny's Tavern is your home for the 2017 Chicago Cubs. Nothing beats watching baseball over an ice-cold beer, so enjoy $13.50 mix-and-match domestic buckets and $6 PBR pitchers 7 days a week. You'll catch every minute of Cubs action on Bunny's 10 big-screen TVs, whether you're inside or enjoying the largest heated patio in Urbana. So come check out what people in Champaign-Urbana have been whispering about for over 75 years. Bunny's Tavern in downtown Urbana, your home for the 2017 Chicago Cubs.
Cardinals off a sweep in Atlanta over the weekend, looking to win their fourth straight game tonight in Miami. Chris Raby back on the Ameren pregame show. Let's head to Miami and hear from the manager, Mike Matheny. He's always brought to you by Webster University.
Mike, what did you learn about your team, especially your bullpen, under all that pressure and extra innings in a win in Atlanta yesterday?
I just love to see that fight and the way the guys go and just take whatever roles given to them, throwing Jonathan Broxton in a tough spot, and then coming in, both of them pitching around some hot hitters in a very tight situation, and hitting the ball over to Sam Tuivalala. We always talk about those young players kind of being forced into bigger situations to see how they respond, and he couldn't have responded any better. And Kevin Segras coming through all the way down the line, but then to continue to give Tommy Pham at bats and watch him take advantage of those opportunities. And then obviously the story was bringing in a kid like Sierra and just seeing how he fit into the mix, and you could see he fit, and he created some things with speed. He created some distractions. He created plays in the outfield, and even though the line wasn't maybe as impressive as one maybe from a Tommy Pham, he still went out and did a nice job of using his skill set to give us a chance to win.
Mike, you're right about one thing. Even when you weren't playing good baseball, errors, problems with the bullpen, whatever you want to name, the one constant has been the effort and the determination, hasn't it?
Yeah, I just see it, just thriving on the competition and day to day, just trying to figure out, if we don't have one of those components to winning baseball, how can we still keep ourselves in a game? What is it that we need to do? And I see this team starting to play cleaner baseball, which is, to me, that's kind of our aim. Obviously, the win is going to be the bottom line, and that's what we're really paid to do. But I think that's going to be the natural product of us putting together some streaks of good, clean baseball where guys are playing with that fearless kind of defense where they're wanting to make plays and not just afraid to make a mistake. And guys are taking those great at-bats and grinding through them. We're starting to see a little bit of that. Our starting pitching really kind of being the foundation for what we do, and the bullpen defining itself. So we're starting to see more of that, and excited to watch it continue for as long as we possibly can.
As you face the Miami Marlins, you're probably as familiar with this team as anybody, sharing Roger Dean Stadium during spring training, and it seems like you play them about 10 times each spring. But this is a club with a very good lineup, still trying to define itself.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the combination of speed when you have the top of the order like a D. Gordon is one of the best guys at just like as we were talking about with Sierra, getting on base or even defensively, just creating things with his speed and the way that he moves. And then Yelich is, a top-level player, and everybody knows about Stanton, but Ozuna's been a guy who's been extremely dangerous, and we've seen him many times and know what kind of player that he can be. So, and quite a few guys all the way through the rest of their team and their staff with big arms. So it's a team we don't enjoy even playing that much in spring training because it's just a good club, and we know that they're dangerous all the way around.
Even Real Muto can steal a base.
He'll steal a base, and he puts together great at-bats and is doing a nice job behind the plate. I mean, they just have a very well-rounded club with a mix of a little bit of everything I think all your teams want to have, with that speed, the athleticism, the power, the strong arms, and the ability to make plays defensively. If you look at Echeverria, shortstop, the guy is amazing. You talk about that kind of ground that those two guys in the middle cover, and then a Yelich in center field, and what Real Muto does behind the plate, that really has a strong middle. But it all comes down to execution and how we can go about getting after their starting pitching more than anything else.
I'm excited to see Carlos pitch tonight. How about you?
I am. Yeah, he's building off his last outing, and he's the kind of guy that can just wow us sometimes. And it's amazing, we have a lot of our players who do have family down in Miami, and I love watching how they respond. They get the crowd into it. They know they have a lot of people that they're wanting to throw in front of, and a guy like Carlos can take that and channel it into a very special day, and hopefully that happens tonight.
Carlos Martinez against Adam Conley. Good luck, Mike.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, we're going to make Carlos Martinez our UMB player to bank on. What a great start, getting his first win against Milwaukee last week, going 7 in the third, 1 run, unearned, only 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. How about 15 ground ball outs to 8 fly ball outs? Martinez takes on the Marlins tonight, and in his career at Marlins Park, he's made 2 starts, 14 innings. He's given up 7 earned runs. He's struck out 13 and walked 5. Carlos Martinez, our UMB player to bank on, and Mike Matheny, brought to you by Webster University. First word for the booth next when we come back on the Amarin pregame show on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
7 serving 0.
I got it. Sorry.
8 serving 0.
I got it.
Okay, why is Charlie chained to that pole?
Well, you see, he's an insurance agent with a big provider that doesn't give their agents much freedom.
He should be a Trusted Choice independent agent instead.
Sorry.
You think?
Trusted Choice independent agents are free to shop multiple providers to find you a better plan. That's the freedom Trusted Choice agents have that others don't. Find your local agent today at TrustedChoice.com. Trusted Choice, free to do what's right for you.
From work life to nightlife, from home to the road, your day can take you anywhere. These fast-paced times call for Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans. Advanced Comfort is designed to keep up with you, no matter where you go or what you're doing. They're made with 20% stronger denim and 4-way flex technology that moves with you. Wrangler Advanced Comfort. Go anywhere, look great, and be comfortable. Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans. Try on a pair today.
The ribeye has the best, the greatest steak in town.
If you're looking for Champaign-Urbana's great steak place, it's the Ribeye Restaurant. Still with their famous salad bar and their delicious seasoned fried shrimp and delicious grilled chicken entrees. The Ribeye Restaurant, 1701 South Neal Street in Champaign. For reservations, call 351-9115.
The ribeye is the best. We're the one, the great one steak place. You can fly Champaign. You can fly Willard Airport. You can fly Champaign. You can fly. Our airport is your doorway to the sky. So pack your things, spread your wings. You got business to do. People who expect you. You can fly Champaign. You can fly Willard Airport. You buy Community Credit Union.
Double points now through the end of May with the Illini Visa Rewards Card and the U of I Community Credit Union. Double points are waiting for you. Now through the end of May, use your Illini Visa Rewards Card on purchases for lawn and garden, sporting goods, nurseries, and home improvement stores and score double points. Plus, you can earn an extra 1,000 bonus points when you use your Illini Visa for 20 or more transactions each month. Use those points to purchase once-in-a-lifetime trips and experiences. Not a member yet? Visit IlliniCard.org today.
Community Credit Union for campus and community.
The roof is open in Miami. What a beautiful day here in South Florida. And, Ricky, is that sunshine we see?
Well, I believe it is sunshine. We also had a nice day in Atlanta, the last day there. But, boy, plenty of rain over the last 10 days. The Cardinals have weathered that storm, and they've also weathered the storm of some injuries in the past week.
That's amazing to me, Ricky, when you lose a Stephen Piscotty, you lose a Dexter Fowler, and then Jose Martinez goes out early in the first game in Atlanta. Lo and behold, Magneuris Sierra comes up, has a good game yesterday. Tommy Pham had a brilliant weekend.
Had somebody tell me today that instead of saying the Cardinals had a rash of injuries, what they really have had is a rash of opportunities, because that's really what it is. When a guy goes down, somebody else answers the bell the way Tommy Pham had on Friday night and into the game yesterday. A couple of home runs yesterday, 3 in the series in Atlanta. Played well defensively, stole a base. He's just ready to go. And I think Magneuris Sierra is also ready to go. I liked what I saw from him in the outfield. He just had kind of a normal 1-for-6 day offensively, but he did not look scared at all, even though he's just 21 playing in his first big league game.
It was that sixth at bat, though, that forced the game. A ground ball to second because of the speed. Jace Peterson mishandled the ball, then Tommy Pham followed with a home run after the error.
It's what speed will do for you on the offensive side. It can create errors on the other team, and that's exactly what happened. We could just feel it coming. You could see that Peterson was trying to rush it a bit because he knew how well Sierra ran. We also saw Sierra catch a ball in left center field that when the ball was hit, I thought it had a chance of dropping, and he made it look easy, but he covered an awful lot of ground in a hurry, and he really is a natural center fielder, and it's nice to have somebody to be able to fill in like that while Dexter is coming back.
What do you make of this series against the Miami Marlins with all the familiarity these two teams share? Roger Dean Stadium, play each other a number of times, so there's not much they don't know about each other.
That's right. I think that is one of the oddities about spring training is you do see the Marlins all the time. This is a little bit different Marlins team, though, because they've got some guys back from injury. They've got other guys injured, like Martin Prado, who's out. He is really kind of the heart of this team in some ways. Not their best player, but he's a real professional player, a professional at-bat, good, solid hitter. So when Prado's out, I just think this team is different. They also don't have Edinson Volquez, who is on the disabled list. In fact, they have 3 starters on the disabled list. So that's really been the problem for the Marlins. It's the extra guys that are called on now to start. But, of course, the Cardinals have seen those guys in spring training, whether it's an A game or a B game or a backfield game. There's really no secrets anymore in baseball.
Backup infielder Miguel Rojas, he's hurting, but he's not disabled and listed as an extra tonight. And Carlos Martinez is going to make the start against a left-handed pitcher, Adam Conley.
Always fun to watch Carlos Martinez pitch. You never know what's going to happen. I thought his last outing, he was very much in command and control. He wasn't overthrowing at all, but he seemed to get his command back. That's really been the missing ingredient for Carlos. He just picked up his first victory of the season, just 1-3. I think he's pitched better than that, but he still hasn't been the Carlos that we've seen in the past, and I expect we'll see the rest of the way.
The Cardinals won all 3 in Atlanta, and they're going deep-sea fishing against the Marlins. 3 games here before returning to Busch Stadium, Chris.
Yeah, and looking forward to watching Carlos Martinez tonight against Adam Conley. We'll take a break. At a Marlins perspective, Mike Claiborne is next. He's with Glenn Geffner on the Ameren pregame show on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
In Springfield, Missouri, we believe the key to living a good life is simple. It's doing things that matter with the people that matter most of all. So when you're sitting next to friends and family at a ball game, that's what we call the best seat in the house. Visit Springfield and join us for a Cardinals AA game at Hammons Field. Then check out a local distillery, craft brewery, or the granddaddy of all Bass Pro Shops. Just a few reasons. If it's true to life, you'll find it in Springfield, Missouri. Plan your trip at springfieldmo.org. Produced in cooperation with the Missouri Division of Tourism.
For every driver who loves the road, there's now a tire that helps you love it even more. The Mastercraft LSR Grand Touring, designed to deliver the handling, comfort, and all-season performance today's drivers demand. The LSR Grand Touring brings together the best of what Mastercraft has learned in over 100 years of putting quality tires on America's roads. That makes the Mastercraft LSR Grand Touring perfect for today's coupes, sedans, minivans, and other vehicles. Master the road with Mastercraft tires. Visit Tires Plus today.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com. Summer is coming, and Champagne Surplus is here to outfit you in the latest styles for men and women from Patagonia, Vineyard Vines, and Chaco. You'll find dresses, shorts, tank tops, sandals, and everything else you need to get summer ready. And did you know that Champagne Surplus is Champaign-Urbana's only Patagonia and Vineyard Vines store? So, if you're ready to get under the sun in the hottest brands right now, go to Champagne Surplus, 303 South Neal Street, downtown Champaign.
When your computer's not working, you're not working. Hi, this is Dan from Simplify Computers. Whether your computer is running slow, you have a virus, or it's just time for an upgrade, Simplify Computers is here to help with personal service you won't find at the big box stores. We can set up your wireless network, build, install, and maintain your business's server, or replace your hard drive. For over 18 years, we have served the Champaign-Urbana community with integrity and quality customer service. Call us at 352-5000. Simplified Computers, simply the best.
Okay, U of I Meet Sales Room theme song, take one. The Meat Boat. Soon we'll be grilling another steak. I'm pretty sure that's already been done before. Take two. I'll eat meat with you. I'll eat burgers and brats. Yet again, already been done before. Take three. Meat, 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 meat. Meat, 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 meat. The U of I Meat Sales Room on Maryland and Urbana. They may not have clever theme songs, but they do have the best meat in town.
We are in beautiful Miami, Florida, where the Cardinals are going to take on the Marlins, our spring training cousins for 3. Glenn Geffner is with us. He is one of the broadcasters for the Marlin Bunch. And tell me about your ball club. We haven't seen you guys since the spring.
very inconsistent so far, Mike. I think for the most part, it's played out the way we thought it would. The question is going to be in the starting rotation. If this team pitches well, it's got a chance to win. The lineup ought to be pretty good, and for the most part this year it has been. But the starting pitching especially has been very erratic. You lose Jose Fernandez, the ace of this staff, and you got a bunch of question marks. And nobody's really stepped up to this point and taken the lead in that rotation. There have been some good games here and there, and yesterday in New York, Jose Urena came out of nowhere and turned in a very good start against the Mets, had a no-hitter into the sixth. But now that we're down 2 starters in a rotation where there were questions to begin with, certainly it's a big concern.
You know, we saw you guys a lot in spring training. I always felt they could swing the bat with anybody. And when I look at Ozuna, maybe one of the most underrated players in the game right now, swings for power, pretty decent guy defensively. How's he faring?
He's been great so far. What he needs to do is put a full season together. We've seen it in spurts from Marcel, but he hasn't sustained it from April to October yet. This may be the year, hopefully, where he does that. And he's still only 26 years old, but his approach has been better. He's got tremendous light tower power, which, you hear about Stanton all the time. You don't hear as much about Ozuna, but he's been great. He's swinging the bat very confidently. He's a very good outfielder, and he's moved from center field to left field this year. He and Christian Yelich, both of those guys, I think, have a chance to really emerge nationally as 2 superstars in this game and, really get the attention they haven't gotten to this point.
And you're really good up the middle with that shortstop, Mr. Echeverria, and also D. Gordon back for a full season.
And D's been good to this point this season, getting on base, doing his thing, wreaking havoc on the base paths. And Echeverria, who we've been waiting to win a Gold Glove one of these years, maybe this will be the year, he's been spectacular defensively, and he's swinging the bat better than we've seen him in the past also. He had shown some progress over a couple of years, took a big step back offensively last year, but so far this season he's been offensively the guy he was 2 years ago, which is really encouraging when you pair that with the terrific glove.
You mentioned the fact you guys are a little short on pitching, so where are you going to get it from?
It's a good question because it's not knocking on the door in AAA or in AA right now. So, this team needed pitching before it lost Jose Fernandez at the end of last season. So they brought in Dan Straley coming off the big year in Cincinnati last year. They're hoping he can replicate that. Brought in the veteran Edinson Volquez. Jeff Locke was going to be a long man in this bullpen. You saw a lot of him in Pittsburgh over the years. He has started the year on the disabled list, but he's knocking on the door of being ready to go. So whether it's as a long man or potentially as a starter, because it looks like Wei-Yin Chen might be out for a more extended period of time than they thought he would be. Urena was our long man, got a start yesterday in New York, pitched very well, so I think for now he's in that rotation. But Locke is the next option. After that, this organization just doesn't have a lot waiting in the wings.
Thank you, sir.
Great talking to you.
Hey, Cardinal fans, there's another MVP in our community, Rankin Jordan Pediatric Bridge Hospital in St. Louis. Rankin Jordan transitions kids with complex illnesses and injuries from acute care to home. They not only work with the child, but also the families to make the return home possible. Rankin Jordan is the only pediatric bridge hospital in the country using care beyond the bedside to get kids out of their beds and back to living. To learn more about Rankin Jordan, their inpatient and outpatient programs, or to find out how you can give, visit rankinjordan.org.
And the Cardinals have won the game on a home run by the Wizard.
Hey Cardinal fans, Ozzie Smith here for Ameren, Illinois. It's easy to be an energy-saving whiz. Start by installing a qualifying smart thermostat in your home. You'll get cash back and save up to 15% on your energy bills. Ameren, Illinois energy efficiency programs put more power in your hands. That's energy at work. To learn more, visit amerenillinois.com/programs.
Hey, it's me, your old AC. We need to talk, man. I am out of hair. Trust me. It's not going to get much better. I need to be replaced. Call the experts and get a new air conditioner that will save up to 50% on energy bills. Go ahead. Do it. I'll be right here. Whew.
At Chief Bauer Service Experts, save up to $4,000 on a new home comfort system. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com. For expert service guaranteed.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
Hey guys, I'm going to head over to Rosati's Pizza for lunch. Anybody want anything? Let me know. I'm leaving soon.
Hey Bob, you want to split a pizza Valentino?
Sure, Jerry.
Hey Bob, grab some wings and poppers, would you?
Okay, Clara.
2 Italian beefs, 1 barbecue beef, and a half-pound burger loaded for the guys down in shipping.
Sure, guys.
Greek salad, taco salad, and a grilled chicken Caesar salad for the gals up front, Bob.
Yeah, okay.
Hey Bob, you might want to get it delivered.
Rosati's Pizza, more than just pizza, with delivery to Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy. See the menu at myrosatis.com.
328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 24 hours every day. Tapman's Towing. 328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 328-2424.
Body and Soul, they take pride in giving you the perfect fit for your athletic shoes. Their team of experts will help you in selecting the style that fits your purpose and your feet. Body and Soul has offered the best prices and best quality for more than 30 years. And they aren't just shoes. Whether it's walking, running, swimming, or biking, or whether it's for you or the whole team, visit Mike or Jed and their experienced staff at Body and Soul, Route 45 Savoy. Call 356-8926 or visit soulsports.com.
Geraldo's 3 for 7, and he hits a hot shot to short. Diaz throws him out by half the baseline. 4 ground ball outs in a row. 9 up, 9 down for Carlos Martinez. From the stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup strikes out. VR, 1 down. 4 strikeouts for Carlos tonight.
Carlos fantastic in his last start. He picked up his first win of the year. Can he keep rolling tonight against the Marlins? And Adam Conley. Chris Raby with you. This has been the Ameren pregame show live at Cardinals Nation Restaurant inside Ballpark Village. We turn it over to John Rooney and Rick Horton next for the Cardinals and the Marlins on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
Hi, it's Corey with Max Twin City Recycling. We pride ourselves on giving the area an outlet to recycle and get paid for their unwanted metals. We're taking our community focus a step further with our Recycling for a Cause program. Each month, Max Twin City will choose a different local charity to feature in an effort to raise money for those causes. Visit maxrecycling.com for a complete list of program details.
When your computer's not working, you're not working. Hi, this is Dan from Simplified Computers. Whether your computer is running slow, you have a virus, or it's just time for an upgrade, Simplified Computers is here to help with personal service you won't find at the big box stores. We can set up your wireless network, build, install, and maintain your business's server, or replace your hard drive. For over 18 years, we have served the Champaign-Urbana community with integrity and quality customer service. Call us at 352-5000. Simplified Computers, simply the best.
At Body and Soul, they take pride in giving you the perfect fit for your athletic shoes. Their team of experts will help you in selecting the style that fits your purpose and your feet. Body and Soul has offered the best prices and best quality for more than 30 years. And they aren't just shoes. Whether it's walking, running, swimming, or biking, or whether it's for you or the whole team, visit Mike or Jed and their experienced staff at Body and Soul, Route 45 Savoy. Call 356-8926 or visit soulsports.com.
Fly